Hail and well met. Welcome to the 10th episode of the Westgate Irregulars. Masks. I am Eric Scott DeB, your tall and unmasked DM for the evening. And these are my players, the Dungeon Scrawlers, coming to you live from the Chaldea Studios, hosted by Ch10. And I'm going to go around and pass it over to Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angel Saga, and I play Cecilia. I'm also going to tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida and Havilar now from my Brimstone Angel series. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
I'm Rhiannon Held. In addition to being a professional archaeologist, I write urban fantasy and coming soon, space opera.
Ooh. I'm Yang Yang Wang. I am a writer and a filmmaker.
I'm Stephen Merlino, and I am a teacher and a writer.
Hey, Randy Henderson. I play Rogar.
He writes books.
It's true, I write books.
That's where he was last week, writing books.
Yeah. So I guess I'll get started with the Rogar's recap.
Indeed. Oh, it seems that Rogar has received a letter.
Oh. Let's see what this is then. Get it put on the recap. Oh, it's from the matriarch of the Waterdeep Temple of Sharindlar. That's all. Dear Rogar, I was made aware that a human companion of yours mocked our holy rites, implying that we, among other things, encouraged middle school children to get naked in a bouncy house? It sounds to me like your friend got us confused with one of his human religions, like the it's smudge, I can't read it. Anyway, this is exactly why we do not share the love aspects of Sharindlar openly with outsiders. Please remind your friends to respect Sharindlar as she deserves, perhaps with a light knock on the head with your warhammer. As long as you have a cure wound spell ready, of course.
Huh.
Yes.
Which friend, I wonder?
Also, who is Rogar's human friend? That's the question.
Yes, could be anyone. And apparently,
Could be anyone.
The matriarch of the of your temple is aware of this transgression as well, and is not happy with you and has ordained you a heretic. Anyway, so we'll just move on from that. Okay, time for a recap.
Hey!
Yay! So, based on last week's recap, I was inspired. I thought I don't have a puppet from my 5th period drama class, but I thought I'd just use this.
What's his name again?
This? I'll tell you his name.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Sturge's half-brother, Smurge! I'm definitely not a doppelganger. Yeah, you can tell we're brothers because of the big nose, right? Yeah, except for, of course, mine's thicker. Always made this guy jealous, but, you know, that's all right. I always told him, hey, don't worry, you're plenty thick. Anyway, so the recap thingy. Cecilia was poisoned! Oh, no! That's terrible! And the little dog, too. Oh, that sucks. And Rogar, that freaking awesome dwarf cleric, he was in jail. Whoa, bummer. So the party, they go and try to get some help from this Illyra chick, because she's got poison in her veins. And so she'd know all about poison. And I gotta tell you, you know, that chick could suck the poison out of my vein anytime she wants, if you know what I mean. Oh, but seriously, folks. All right. So she tells them the poison's from, like, the night masks, which ain't good. And then you're gonna start bleeding from all kinds of places you shouldn't be bleeding from. And she's gonna die pretty soon unless they get the antidote, which, you know. So they go to Artemisia's stepmom, which is a real bummer because she's not a good person. And she tells them, you know, that they gotta go down into the Temple of Steel under the city to find the antidote. And in exchange for this information, of course, they got to do her a big favor and find all the stuff from her that the Night Mask stole. So that's kind of a bummer, too. But, and then, meanwhile, Sturge, this fashionably challenged person over here, and Caliph, that winged elf chick, they go to this alley with a bunch of dead Night Masks and use Aiden to talk to the ghost. But the ghosts tell them that they got to go to this Temple of Steel and face the Twilight Knight, also known as the formerly artist known as the Kiss of Death Killer. Yeah, that's it. So so this is horrible. So
You say that now.
yeah. I really should have rethought this. All right. Brother, I think I figured out why, by the way, we got these big noses.
What?
I figured it's because, our dad, he's a total dictator and ruling the family. And so our mothers, they probably was like, you know what? I'm going to, curse our sons. So they got this phallic noses. So every time our father looks at our faces, he's reminded that he's a total dictator. So anyway, they go into the city and they find a door that's sealed by a god named Gargle-a-Lots or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, and so they figure out his name, the door's open, and there they got an underground temple, which is what do you call a holy temple that's under the ground? I don't know, a glory hole, I think, right? So, of course, Sturge is like, holy mackerel, I gotta be the first one in there. So he jumps in and steps on a trap, and boom, 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 cliffhanger. That's where we ended, I think, right? But, except for there was this little side scene by the omniscient narrator voice god guy who was all like, what do you call those little side scenes where it's like seasoning the stove? Oh, like a vinaigrette. So you got this vinaigrette. And in the vinaigrette, we see Hand the Footman, except for, he's got Sturge's little wand there. So he's like a doppelganger. Except for I'm not clear if he is a doppelganger or if Hand the Footman's a doppelganger or if he's just pretending to be Hand the Footman. Anyway, he talks to some guy we don't know, but we didn't see any of that or hear any of that, so we don't know any of that, except for you know that, but we don't know that, so just remember that. All right, cool. And I think that's where we left off. Thank you. Oh my God, that was terrible.
What was his name? Splurge?
Smudge.
Smurge.
Smudge. You have brother Smudge. You know you have brother. What am I telling you this for?
Yes, in the spirit of identifying narrative devices, such as the vinaigrette scene, that is called dramatic ironing, where I smooth out the story by filling in things that the characters don't know.
That's right. You need a master class in writing here.
But as you can see, I'm about to kill someone.
Oh.
So roll initiative, please.
Bum, bum, bum.
Take you now to the dark
Oh dear.
depths beneath Westgate.
Ooh, 20.
Oh?
And I'm
20!
Seriously.
We're bros!
I'd touch you except
Smudge.
for, times being what they are. Hey!
Smudge.
20!
Don't spread the
Oh,
plague.
I forgot. Times being what they are.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Is your mic gonna work through that?
I don't know, is his mic working?
JK. Okay.
Quick question. So the poison that Cecilia is currently affected by is lowering her hit point maximum. Is it also still giving her disadvantage on rolls, and which rolls?
You are only at disadvantage when you have the poisoned condition. And right now you do not have the poisoned condition.
Oh, thank goodness.
You might acquire the poisoned
just
condition
bleeding-
based on what happens to you.
Bleeding from my fingernails, that's all. That's
right.
Also nose.
All right,
I got plenty
so
more music sheets. Don't worry.
Sturge 20,
4.
24.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 20.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. And Rogar got a 20.
I did.
Cool. So that is when Kayla's thing is going to happen. All right. Stan.
9.
9. Excellent. Okay. Artemisia.
13. Respectable.
13. And Cecilia.
4.
Poison.
You're poison.
I'm real poisoned.
Okay. Well, I mean, this works out because Sturge was in the corridor first. So you charge into the corridor and you
I
find
was not charging.
you were sneaking
I was
into the
sneaking
corridor.
carefully.
Sauntering.
The rogue snuck
6
under a
weapons
trap.
start descending out of
These
the
murder
walls
gloves.
toward you.
Yes.
The DM murder gloves.
The DM murder gloves. Okay. What are you going to do?
Acrobatics farther into the room.
Farther down the corridor.
Yes.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Past them. So it really
The only
helped
way
last
out is
time when I
through.
rubbed this sucker like that. 15. Good. So that's I think you're going to like this. 25.
Excellent.
Wow.
All right, Sturge nimbly dodges through the descending weaponry, which immediately strikes out at everyone else. Good job, Sturge.
Incredible scene from the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
He does say, "Oh, watch out for those.
Watch out for those.
Might want to dodge like that."
Thanks for the advice.
Okay, one of them comes for Stong. Stong, 24 AC. I think that's going to hit you.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Barely hits me.
Real
but-
quick, bonus action hide.
Of course. I just kind of assumed that you were doing that.
What you were hiding from the
The party.
mechanics
10
of the
points of
trap?
damage. Stong.
People are gonna hear this and
What?
they're gonna come,
points
and
of
I don't
damage.
want to be
Oh, 10.
seen. I
Oh,
want to
my
be able
goodness.
to jump their
So-
badasses.
I just want to remind the audience, we haven't taken a rest for a while, so I'm like kind of hurting from the previous sessions, and I am low on spells. So if only some sort of healer would appear to save us.
Hey man, out of my hand.
So a stone axe descends toward Kalith. Kalith tied it on initiative, so she's going to do. What is she going to do? I think we all know what she's going to do. She's going to do shatter on the stone axe.
She was
This is
getting
why
ready.
she was real
Last
excited.
She really
You
wanted
sure she's
to.
not gonna do disguise self?
She's going to disguise herself as Sturge and run away. No, she's going to do shatter.
The
So
stone axe goes, where did she go?
Vampire touch on the stone axe. Yes.
shatter. We'll say she's using a 3rd level spell slot to cast it. So it does 4d8 thunder damage. Would somebody like to roll?
I'm not rolling well today.
I know I'm a little like, I don't want to volunteer this.
I'll roll
Like,
one of the
looks like
d8s. How
Artemisia's
about
on
that?
it.
Okay, I'll roll a d8.
So that leaves 2d8 left to
Go
roll.
ahead. I'm just rolling my hide.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Rhiannon does the rolling.
You're splitting up the roll. Okay, fine.
2 sevens.
7,
2 sevens over here.
14,
21.
20, 21
23.
damage. Wow. Okay. So, Kalith shatters the stone axe that's coming toward her, revealing the interior of the stone axe, which is a weapon of pure force that's coming at her. And she goes, "Oh no!" And then it strikes her,
Oh no.
smashing her against the opposite wall.
This is not great. Also, the views and opinions I express do not represent.
This is accurate. Okay. Next, the axe descends toward. Kalith is not a valid target. This axe hits no one in particular.
Not
more.
no one in particular.
No one in
I
particular.
love that guy.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Actually, I rolled Rogar, but Rogar's not actually there.
The
So
axe leaves the temple.
flies off into the ceiling. Okay, this.
Cleaving a very handy escape route.
There is a, okay, Kalith rights herself and she says, "I'm okay," and then a stone mace smacks into the back of her,
Okay.
No.
smashing her across the hallway
Here
again.
to defend herself.
And now
too
she
delicate for
crumples
this.
unconscious.
Oh.
So this is like a long passage. Like the door slams shut behind them, right? And then you're in like a long passage. Of
Yep.
Okay.
Basically.
All right.
Okay, Artemisia, 18. Does that hit you?
Yes. But what about, can I do shield?
Yes.
Shield.
Does that make it miss you?
I believe it does.
Okay.
We'll check
The
how many it
stone
adds real
sword
quick. But
bounces off your shield. Shield gives you an AC bonus of 5, so.
yeah, that would make
Okay.
it miss me.
What was that thing in Galaxy Quest? You had to go
And-
through the order to get to
Another weapon also strikes at Artemisia, also bouncing off that shield.
Omega
Okay,
13.
that is all 6 of them. It would be.
You're really good at combat.
Omega 13. I think they
Now
did
it is Artemisia's turn.
Omega 13.
So
You see the long tunnel, which looks like a threshing tunnel ahead of you. You see Sturge having disappeared in the darkness at the other end of the tunnel.
How far does the tunnel go?
What did you get on your stealth check, by the way?
17.
Oh, yeah, he disappeared. It is a 60-foot tunnel, and then it goes into a T-junction right and left.
And we heard, just to rehearse a little bit, we heard the sounds of like training, fighting.
You heard soft voices echoing. You heard the ring of steel and shuffling sounds.
Shuffling.
Shuffling sounds, yes.
But no doorways in this hallway.
Not that you've encountered so far. Artemisia, what are you doing?
Does anybody remember how many lightning bolts I threw at the Cecilia's attackers?
I think it was just the one, but
I don't think you used any lightning bolts because I think you didn't have
you had
any
magic
lightning
missile.
bolt. You didn't have any spell slots
Yeah, that's
left
true.
for
You
a
used
lightning bolt.
Magic missile at the
You
end.
did use a magic missile to devastating effect.
Okay. Well, I will trust that those third level spots are gone, but I think I can do something with sorcery points
That's
to
true.
like
You
get.
can spend sorcery points to recover spell slots. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that because I haven't used them and I might as well use sorcery points to get a third level back to dispel magic.
All right, you call upon your wellspring of arcane energy, filling yourself with power. You cast Dispel Magic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So,
Nice.
what I'm going to need you to do now is roll a d20.
No, it's touched me and cursed your dice.
Nah.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, what'd
She
you
rolled
get?
a 14.
You rolled 14 plus your spell casting ability.
So 20.
Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, you do suppress the effect. So the stone weapons. Well, you suppress the effect for. Actually, there are several different spells here. Okay, roll a d6.
that's not good.
3.
Okay, that's fair. You suppress the effect for 3 of the weapons. So the axe, which was the force axe, which was coming down at Calith, vanishes before it strikes her.
Good.
The stone mace that was coming at Stong, the one that had just hit Calith, abruptly falls to the ground and just funk. And another one of the stone swords also falls down. There are 3 weapons still floating there. Okay. You want to do something else?
I mean, that's what I get, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you can move.
Well, I mean, does it seem like I could get as far down the hall to get beyond them in my movement?
Yes, but you suspect that they might do attacks on you as you go past.
You're gonna get chopped.
Unless you tumble past, which is what Sturge did.
Artemisia,
Somersaults.
Artemisia
Are you in your
cannot.
tumbling skirts?
She actually does. She doesn't wear a skirt. She wears a coat with a long sort of tail. That is, she's not wearing because it was your bandage. Yeah. So no, she's gonna stay not chopped. Thanks.
Okay. Your shield is ended because it lasted until your turn.
Okay.
Stong.
Okay. Is there a trap, a blade that's coming towards like Cecilia or Calith still?
They seem to be striking mostly at random, so you wouldn't really know until they actually made their attacks.
Does Calith look like she's bleeding out?
She does look like she's incapacitated.
Okay. I think what Stong is going to do in that case is he's going to. How far away is the large stone sword?
The one
that
that
fell
fell on the
down.
ground, it is 15 feet away from you. Down the hallway.
How big is it?
Very large. Like at least the size of a two-handed sword and probably about 10 times as heavy.
10 times as heavy, you say. All right. I'm going to try to grab this sword
course
and
you
then
are.
whirl around and smash one of the other weapons, preferably one that's going after Calith or Cecilia.
All right, I'm going to need you to make an athletics check.
All right.
This shouldn't be a problem, but you never know.
22.
Excellent. You pick up the sword. It is indeed very heavy, but you think you can handle it in 2 hands. You want to make an attack with it?
Sure.
All right. Disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Ooh.
That is a 10.
Did you roll a 1?
No, I rolled a 2.
They might have a low AC, you know. They're
No,
just,
it doesn't hit any of them.
Oh.
Okay, you swing the sword, it chips off the wall a little bit. like pieces of it come off.
I look around to see if any of my friends saw me do that, or if I still look cool.
Several of them clearly saw you do that.
Next dodge practicing.
All right,
Swing.
all right, Cecilia.
Okay. I could Misty Step past the weapons,
Could do
but
that.
I feel like these don't sound like they're just going to stay where they are. So I will Eldritch Blast them.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Can you remind me, do I have to roll twice for the 2 Eldritch Blasts, or does
Yes.
one do both? Okay.
Yes, they don't have to target the same target either.
Okay.
You can split them up.
The 2 that are not being held by Strong.
Okay. Well, there are 3 active that are not being held by.
Oh, I thought he grabbed one of the active ones.
No.
Okay.
Inactive.
So
You wouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
I mean, I don't know. It could be fighting him. They
Fair
could be
enough.
having like a whole thing. I thought that, that deserves disadvantage.
Could have been an interesting choice.
This one is a 12 and this one is a 21.
Okay. 21 hits.
So that one gets 9 points of damage. This is not great.
9 points of
Force
damage.
Force damage. Badass witch damage.
Sturge. Round 2. You are down at the end of the hallway.
You stay in the shadows hiding, my god, I swear.
Where did Sturge
I will
go?
find you.
Well, he's got a really good passive perception, so if he relies on that, he's going to know if someone's coming up from behind them. The other side of the... True or false? This is a true or false question.
DM, how boned are we?
I put on the gloves.
At the end, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right.
So,
How likely is it that you will hear somebody coming behind you, is
Yeah.
what you're asking?
yeah.
Fairly likely.
Okay. So, and it's about, I'm guessing, 30 feet from me to the T intersection behind me?
You're at the T intersection.
Oh!
It's 60 feet, and then there's a T intersection.
So okay. And they're fighting in about the middle of the...
They're fighting in the first half of that 60 feet.
Okay, well shoot. I guess I better take a little peek to see what's... Can I interact with an object by peeking around the corner, or
You don't
is
have
this
to
an
interact
action?
with an object. You're
What I
just
mean is
moving to look around the corner.
Will it take my action to do that?
No.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay.
It's just your eyes action. It's fine.
All right.
You take your whole action just to watch us just stare for that looks like it hurts.
But I will remember you always.
So the tunnels are semi-natural. Like they've clearly been carved, but not by capable stonemasons. And they are leading around to what looks like a larger open area somewhere beyond.
Does it seem like from where I am that the sounds that are coming from them and the stone things are easily carrying down these other hallways?
Not super easily, because there are some twists and turns to get to
No one's
that
coming.
big open area. You don't see anyone coming yet, but it's only been 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the nearest item that's flying around. The sword or whatever. I'm gonna go back, and whichever sword or mace or axe is
You're going to
closest.
attack one of the weapons, okay?
Yes.
With
Oh well.
you reach for your wand of missiles,
what
but it is not there.
would my rapier do? Well, it's magic, so.
Theoretically, yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to sneak attack it.
Fantastic.
Literally, rock, paper, scissors. Here we go.
Like the
right.
idea you pull the
a rock,
rapier
it
out
doesn't
and one
have any
of the
vulnerable
stone swords
spots.
is like,
Okay.
a duel.
So I'm hidden. So does that give me?
But we don't need
advantage?
them to be smart.
You're not hidden from it,
Oh, it has no.
but it is next to one of your allies.
Yeah. Does that give me advantage or just sneak?
That allows you to do your sneak attack,
Right,
but it
okay.
does not give you advantage.
Oh, sweet. That's a 27.
Wow. All right. Well, you hit it.
Hit?
Sneak attacking a
Boy, is that
stone
stone gonna
sword.
be
This
surprised.
game is so nuts.
Can you
Plus
sneak attack us out?
27.
He's
Shush!
striking.
He can sneak attack.
He's striking the slightly weaker point where the blade meets the pommel.
You
Clearly
can't
it's
argue
backstab.
that the sword
Backstab.
knows he's
Clearly it's the
coming.
back.
So
Anyway,
All right.
you're stabbing him with your rapier.
27.
27
It was a
damage.
good roll.
Wow. Okay. You do indeed break the weapon in half. Cecilia had weakened it with an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, of course you did.
And so you hit it, and the weapon cracks in half, and the magic of your rapier combined with the Eldritch energy kind of disrupts that particular weapon, and the force motivating it flickers out.
Okay, and I'm going to retreat and hide.
Aaron is busting up about the whole concept.
with this teeny little rapier.
Teeny little rapier. This is an elvish enchanted blade.
And he surprised
In my head,
the
it's
stone
basically a needle that you surprised the stone sword.
and stuck it in the bag.
I love this game. Carry on.
Well, you hit it with the Eldritch Blast.
I'm not
cracks went through
arguing.
it.
I'm
and
not
then he hit it
arguing.
at just the right place.
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. I'm
So
not
he hit it
arguing.
in the crack. That's obviously the best.
Oh, your rapier is now
didn't know
bent in
is that
half.
he
No,
is
I'm
not
just kidding.
left-handed.
All right.
Okay,
Okay, so the weapon's good to go. There are only 2 still active.
and 24 for my hide.
You hide
From the axes.
from
Where'd he
the,
go?
from the
Where'd
weapon.
I
should just have like
just as a point of like how much I enjoy this world.
Yeah.
None of us are really sure whether these stone weapons are aware of us, but we're not taking chances, and that is a smart thing to do.
So a stone axe comes for Cecilia,
Boo.
and
You made it mad.
It misses by quite a bit. Like you kind of like double over in pain just
I'm
the
laughing.
right moment.
I'm laughing at
and the
Sturge.
axe smashes into the wall. Yeah. Okay.
If I
that's
gotta
even
die,
better.
at least I'm dying amused.
And the other axe is AC 18 against Artemisia.
I can't shield again, can I?
Well, you could if you have more spell slots.
Well, I mean that's
I think your AC isn't that low though.
no. I'm 16 AC.
Yeah, so he didn't hit you.
18.
Oh, I
said
think you said
yes.
13. I'm sorry. Got
I
everybody's
mean-
hopes up.
The first I want to continue to shield because the first level slots I have them. They're useless to me because
Okay.
all I have is magic missile.
All right.
And I can't
the
magic missile
weapon
it,
bounces off your shield. Put on the gloves. All right. It's fine. It's fine.
You beat up Calith.
Calith.
but bleeds.
All right. Artemisia's turn.
So I'm pretty useless. Like, I got these magic missiles. I can't cast them except at creatures. I could cast a magic missile at the darkness. That wouldn't
You
help.
could cast magic missiles at the animated
Can I?
Don't you have cantrips?
weapons. Yeah, you could.
Force.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think we might
They're
know things
considered to be sort of like creatures. So
You're good enough. You're smart enough.
Does that mean
you've
they
done
are
it.
smart?
You've got magic missiles.
I want to negotiate with the next one. I want to charm them, intimidate them.
I'm gonna
They
be
can
real
be
mad
sneak
because
attack.
Sturge killed their
can
friend
be
in a really
persuaded.
embarrassing way.
I'm gonna get out my my missile pyramids here.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
leave
cast
all of
it.
their little children's stone weapons orphans.
So the one that just came at me, I'm gonna cast magic missile second level at that.
okay.
7 and 10 and 11.
All right. 11 force damage. Is it? Okay.
You keep
Yes.
saying that in a
do.
way that makes me very nervous.
It's
but-
important. Okay. Cracks spread through that weapon.
Good.
Okay, Stone. You and your massive stone sword. It is your turn.
So, I have a big stone sword in my hand. I look at it. Then I remember Sturge's tiny sword and the amount of damage that it did. Then I look back at my big stone sword and I kind of just drop it.
It bangs to the floor.
Yeah, instead I'm going to go over to Calith and use my action to protect her body. Like, as a reaction, I'd like to jump in front of whatever trap would hit my friend.
Sure. Okay, Cecilia's turn.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try a magic missile again.
Awesome.
So there's still 3 up.
When you say I'm
Two up.
going to try a magic missile again,
Not
you
magic
mean
missile. I'm
Eldritch
sorry.
Blast?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
I understood
My
what you were
kid was
saying.
up real late last night.
School's been canceled for the next 2 weeks in
What is that?
Seattle. So
Is that good rolls? Are those
These are
rolls?
good rolls.
Oh.
These rolls make up. That's like my dice heard me and said, "Oh, sweetie,
All right.
we want your life to be better right now."
What you got?
29
29
and 27.
both hit. Do you hit the same one or 2 different ones? Because there are 2 weapons.
Yeah, let's spread it.
Okay.
Okay, so this one gets 9, and this one gets. Oh, this is a D8. That's not gonna work. The other one gets 8.
But
9
more
and
importantly, what is your double shot pose? Do you cross your arms?
Oh.
Or do you spread
I like this. I think this is more Cecilia. Although,
Anybody?
yeah, I think so.
I mean, if you watch Boondock Saints, you know, everybody knows.
You could dab. You could go like
That doesn't.
You could
wow.
dab.
Oh, wow.
that. No, no.
Does it feel like Cecilia?
Okay,
No.
in point of fact, you did blast one of the weapons to smithereens, and its magic is disrupted, leaving only one animated weapon still around. Sturge is
Does it
now
look scared?
round 3. It is incapable of fear.
From my
No, seriously, it's immune to the frightened condition.
from
Good to
my
know.
hidden position,
It's a rock. It's not going to be afraid of you.
Is it
I'm
immune-
very
From your
scary.
hidden position,
I
yes.
peek around the corner again.
The
make sure
party
no one's coming.
cannot see you.
I peek around the corner and make sure no one's coming.
Okay, no one is coming.
I don't trust the way you said
All
that.
right, make a perception check.
Sturge's greatest weakness is his own paranoia.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that a weakness. 17.
All right, no one's coming.
Okay. And then I'm going to surprise this weapon.
Again.
No, it has blind sight. You're not surprising it.
Really?
But it is close to one of your allies, so you can still do your sneak attack.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Stupid thing.
It doesn't have eyes, man.
Wouldn't it just be blind then?
No.
Okay. That's a
I wish I could
That is
port
just
on
not an
this so we could
assumption
talk
you
to
can
it.
14.
14 will not hit it.
Oh, but I have a bonus action. With my
Have a
little-
bonus action, that's true.
Never mind. Just, I'm going to.
Are you going to stab it with your
No,
secondary
because
weapon?
it's not magical.
Let me guess. You're gonna
Okay.
hide.
Disengage
All right.
and retreat.
Okay.
See, Sturge should just have like a McDonald's menu, just like I'm gonna do the number 1, which is his like retreat and hide.
The Sturge special.
I'm gonna do the number 2.
Wait. Disengage.
Disengage.
Retreat.
That's number 2.
Yeah.
All right. The last weapon takes a swing at Cecilia. Uh-oh.
Guarded the wrong
19
friend.
AC.
That hits.
Uh-oh. I don't know. I think guarding the incapacitated friend is a good choice. Oh, it does 14 points of damage.
Guys, I'm in
Oh
trouble.
my goodness.
What about the necklace from Shay?
Oh, does that do anything?
Not yet.
Oh, from
Okay.
Shay. That's right.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, so this stone, what kind of weapon is it? Which one?
Morning
A glaive! A glaive! Can it be a glaive?
It's stone glaive. Okay. Stone glaive smashes into you.
That means it has reach. Good choice.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for mechanically boning yourself. Okay.
I'm obviously right next to it. It doesn't matter.
All right, Kayla.
My favorite weapon.
Okay.
Oh, you
Glaive?
Brimstone
Artemisia.
Angels fans know what I'm talking about.
Artemisia, your turn.
Rimsey.
Well, I still got
Yeah, Ramsey has one too. Ramsey's
um,
mom.
magic missiles.
Excellent.
So one more set of them. Well, at second level, then I can drop to first level. All right. Yay, really better. So 15.
15 damage.
Yeah.
All right. That blows that stone glaive apart.
Yay!
They're all gone.
Oh, good job, team.
Ooh, that was real rough.
Although,
Not all
Lest-
this blood is from this poison. No.
lest you get to secure in your position, you see the 2 weapons that you suppressed earlier start rattling as though the magic is coming back.
Down the hall,
Out,
right
out.
now. Go.
Can I just pick them up and smash them into the ground? Or pick up one and use it to smash the other?
Well, the ones that you broke, the pieces of stone are starting to come back together.
Oh.
Good lord.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a persistent magical trap or something.
Next time, maybe we should find the trap before we trip it.
Might need a little help next time.
If only you had a
This is your job!
Yeah. You had
true.
one job.
You had
my-
8 jobs. This is one of them. Okay. Rogues, the workhorse of the party.
Yeah.
I need to remember that other people are more squishy than I am.
Yes.
I'll try harder next time.
Is there a safe spot near the entrance where the traps won't hit that I could put Caleb?
You have to be out of this 60-foot corridor for the traps not to
Okay,
come
I'm gonna
out.
bring Caleb then.
Okay, so you carry Kayla.
She's out. She's unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Is she dead?
Well,
I hope
when
not.
you pick her up, you feel like a wetness, and your hand is bloody. So you realize
mean,
that she is
everybody's
bleeding profusely.
Oh.
Does it seem really dire?
Let's see.
Like, is it like erupting blood, or is it just kind of like a little slow trickle?
It is like a medium-sized pool. Like unattended, she will die,
Okay,
or she'll stabilize if you just leave her long enough and she makes enough death saves. It's totally possible.
Great how medicine works.
I have some medicine,
I'm just
skill.
gonna look up what her Constitution save is. No reason.
I mean, I'm really low. Okay, I feel like Stong would actually just take the sure thing and just cure her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use a level 1 cure wounds,
All right.
and that's gonna be a 1d8.
All right.
6.
Okay.
Don't you have a bonus too?
Thank you very
I
much.
have a -1.
Sorry, I keep
I'm at a
asking that.
7.
Kayla's eyes flutter, and she looks up at you and she says, "Oh, what happened? Did we win? I don't feel so good."
I say all
Join
of
the
us looked
club!
really cool. All of us looked really cool while fighting those things. Yeah, we won.
Oh, she has a -1 Constitution save. Oh, that's good to know.
Well, good thing.
Emily!
She's squishy. She doesn't belong outdoors.
Or indoors.
Actually, no, I'm misreading that. She's a +1 Constitution.
okay.
Okay.
Very different.
Yeah, 2 points different.
Not like
She only
Artemisia's
failed one
-2
death
strength.
save, not 2 death saves there.
I'm gonna point out that Cecilia looks real rough, like 16 hit points rough.
Yes,
All
Cecilia.
this blood is not poison blood.
Cecilia, you now have the poison condition again.
Oh no.
So there's a T
And what about the necklace?
Does the necklace do anything?
The necklace does do something, yes.
What does the necklace do?
The
It
necklace.
plays a jaunty tune.
Summons Rogar.
No, the necklace restores 1 hit point to you.
Yay!
Shay? It's the thought that counts.
While you have the poison condition, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Well, I know
So no
somebody
more
who's
getting
not
in
going
fights
first.
until we find the antidote.
All right, so you all head to the end of
Everybody, stop dawdling. Find me
intersection,
this
right?
antidote.
Yeah, T intersection.
So-
one to the left, one to the right.
And the one to the right is not the one with the noise coming from it?
Well, they're both kind of leading to the same large area.
Oh. Does one seem...
It's very echoey. It's hard to tell.
What about light?
Did your stepmom give
There are
us
torches
any
on the walls.
directions after the secret door?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
It has been about a round
Okay.
to
Let's-
get you all to this end of the T junction. Cecilia, you gain 1 more hit point.
That was a pity point.
No,
kidding,
that's
just
'cause
kidding.
she's
Well, I
wearing
think the necklace goes over
The
time.
necklace is actually glowing with the
Oh, that's
faint
cool.
silver light of the moon.
Well, that's nice.
It's a valuable
Making you an
necklace.
easy target.
Gonna tuck it in
Well, I vote
under
that
my scarf.
we send Sturge ahead, all sneaky-like, since he likes the sneaking, to go, like, reconnoiter or get the antidote or something.
Do it quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put that night mask on.
Ooh.
And I'm going to look directly at Artemisia and say, I'm the guy with the feather cloak. So if... Oh, wait, you don't have any lightning bolts left. So, and the big nose sticking out of the mask. I have to cut a hole. I have to cut a hole for
It's
that.
like
so-
a domino, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it a domino?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, lovely.
Don't cut it up.
It's not like a full face mask. It's just this part of your face.
Thank God, it would look so weird.
Your tie
So
behind
idea
you.
of his
the big
nose
nose is
going through
really
one
going to
eyeballs.
stick out like
Yeah.
a sore
Yeah.
thumb.
Do
Whatever.
Like in every
sore thumb.
instance. Yeah.
All right, so instead I'm going to make myself look like just an average dude with a domino mask on. You know, with a
And a feathered cloak?
no,
Oh.
no.
An average dude. Can you be more specific?
I'm gonna make myself
look like Bo.
like Bo with some leathers like those guys were wearing in the alley,
Bo with a shirt on.
and my mask.
Are you
on.
sure Bo with a shirt on looks like Bo? Have you ever seen Bo with a shirt on?
Well, but then if any of the Night Masks have ever met
I'm not
Bo,
answering that
then they'll be
question.
like, this isn't actually Bo. So then they'll
I'll
be
try
like,
to look like one of the guys in the alley.
Okay.
That I- you know. So, okay. So then I'm going to do my sneaking, and I'll
Wait,
take.
before you leave, Stong hands you a potion of heroism.
Ooh,
Heroism.
Heroism.
what does
It is heroism.
do?
Heroism. Because you're
I believe it's like a bless.
It makes you do really risky stuff.
It makes you no longer be able to disengage and run away.
Okay, do you
it's
drink
the
the potion?
anti-sturge potion.
I don't think I need it. This is for you.
No, I mean, just in case, there's something tricky up there, because you're our vanguard now.
Can you inspire me?
No, I'm out.
That's what the potion does.
Do you
It's
drink the potion?
inspiring.
No, I keep it.
Okay, you
Yeah.
hang on to the potion.
All
Okay,
right, thank you.
you
all
head
right.
off into the darkness.
Yes.
Temporary HP.
I'll go.
Check for traps.
I'm going to go to the right-hand side, and I will be very carefully sleuthing for traps. I'm going to hug the inside wall.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
Meanwhile, up on the surface in Castle Thalavar, Rogar is looking at this golden sword, which has appeared to him once again.
God.
Well, it
Bugger.
appeared in a golden flash of light. The sword itself is not golden.
Like, I needed this.
And then you hear elevated voices from out in the hallway.
Oh.
It says, Sir Dren, you can't just barge in here. And your door opens, and there is Kalen,
Also known as Shadowbane.
also known as Shadowbane. And he says, perfect. You see? And the two knights, they look at you, they look at the sword, and they're like, and Kalen says, all right, come with me.
All right.
And the knight's like, but what just happened here? And Kalen's like, obviously he is chosen by the sword. You should let him go. This way, quickly.
I love Westgate's legal system. It's very clear cut.
What kind of system were you?
So he is escorting you out of the castle, and he says, I believe your friends are in mortal peril.
Oh, that's the worst kind of peril.
Well, it's not the worst kind of peril. Cosmic peril is the worst kind of peril.
Oh, that sounds
Good
like
thing we're done
Marvel
with that.
stuff to me.
It is marvelous, yes.
Yes. All right. Well,
I'll
Can you
take that
take-
if you want.
oh, please.
He takes the sword.
Right. Well, can you take me to them?
Is that what you want to do?
Aye. If they're in trouble, I should be with them.
I was just asking.
What else would I do?
Do you know where they might have gone?
No clue. There was a wild, chaotic disruption in the crowd outside the hotel where Marcelea was staying. Apparently some night masks attacked it. And,
Who is Marcelea?
oh, she's this rather unpleasant woman who's Artemisia's
I know a lot of
stepmother.
unpleasant women.
Aye, she's Artemisia's stepmother. She's a diviner.
That does sound
divinationizer.
unpleasant.
Well, divinationitizer? I don't know how you say it, but yeah. One of those
Interesting.
human magic classes that I don't really understand. And aye. And then like that, it just kind of swept me up. I guess they thought I was causing trouble when I was actually doing quite the opposite, I must say.
Was she at the Blue Banner when the Night Masks attacked?
Aye, that's what I'm saying.
So she could have been kidnapped with the others.
Kidnapped with the others. What others?
The other nobles that the Night Masks kidnapped from the Blue Banner.
Oh, that don't sound good either. Possibly, I don't know. I didn't. She was standing outside last time I saw her, so she wasn't missing when I
I
saw
was
her.
going to the Blue Banner to investigate, but I think your friends might be walking into a trap. We should find them first.
Oh, a trap. That doesn't
Yay.
sound good. Hopefully Sturge doesn't set it off.
Can you jump between buildings?
Can I jump between buildings? Lad, look at me. I'm 4'2", which, by the way, is the perfect height. Your buildings are too far apart.
I'm sorry, that was a joke. Humor doesn't come across super well from me.
Aye,
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
They're too far apart.
All right, he gets outside, he gets a horse for himself, and a pony for you.
Aye.
And you take off down the street.
On my Iron Mirror getting on plates. Aye.
Okay.
Oh, when that sucker trots, it's going to be a real treat to watch.
So, Sturge, creeping through the darkness.
Yes.
In the tunnels.
Yes.
You went right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so
When he says it like that, it's not cool.
make a perception check because you are being actively perceptive, right?
And sneaky.
Yeah, well, okay. Roll another stealth check because you
Okay.
did have to leave stealth to talk to the rest of the party.
13 on the stealth. And whoops. And the perception. Ooh, very good perception. That's going to be 28.
Excellent.
Is that right? 27. 8 plus 9. Yeah.
Well, the good news is you're going along the tunnel
Yes.
and you pull up short before you walk into the gelatinous cube that's coming toward you.
Oh, no way! Run away!
You see the faint shimmer in the air that you have seen before.
Do I
We are
think
not
that it has
historically
seen
good.
me?
Against gelatinous cubes.
It doesn't really see things, it senses them. And it is approaching you.
Uh-huh.
And you were about 15 feet away from it.
Tell it about Roomba. Maybe if it knows you love another one of them.
It is
No.
it is much larger than the gelatinous cube you've encountered before because
Right.
it is filling up the entirety of the 15-foot
Just
tunnel.
Right. So this is where I exit stage behind.
All right, Sturge comes running back out of the darkness.
Oh, Roomba's mom is down that hallway.
That was really good because it was a DC 25 to see that thing.
Oh, shoot. It's good that I
Okay,
took
I have to
expertise.
It
in
is. It
Give
is
me-
very good.
props, because if he was like sneaking along and sneaked right into the gelatinous cube, that's delightful, and I would have had another giggle fit.
Well, that's
And then I would have
exactly
been
what
like,
happened the first time.
I am
Yeah.
so invisible.
So,
The ball getting squishy.
we'll just do a little story vinaigrette for a second. And the first time Sturge encountered a gelatinous cube, he had crept into the darkness. And the next thing that I believe it was Artemisia saw of Sturge was him coming toward her like this,
Hovering.
hovering, not moving his upper body. And she's all, Sturge, come on, this is classic Sturge. And then she realized that he was inside a gelatinous cube that was coming toward her. So,
That was not fun.
okay, all right. Do the rest of you follow him down the other way?
To the
Yes.
I mean, you could stay there and be consumed by the cube. I respect your agency. I guess.
Oh, he warned us about the cube. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going
He
the other way
comes
then.
running past. Oh no!
Just, not to be naggy, but has the necklace done any other things?
How many hit points do you have currently?
18,
Out of
30.
okay, you go up to 19. It heals you one hit
I
point a
need
round
them.
while you have the poison condition.
Okay.
That's what it does.
Nice.
Then I follow.
Okay.
All right, shall I
Big
try the same
and
thing again? Do I need to
bleeding.
roll again? Stealthy.
Are you trying to run stealthily?
Is this cube hauling ass? Or is
It moves faster than Roomba moves, but it's not that fast.
I'm gonna try to get ahead and be as sneaky as I can, but like a brisk
Power
sneak,
walk.
a brisk stealth.
A brisk stealth. Roll stealth with disadvantage. Yes.
Okay, there's 15.
Although I
and
think
a
that
16.
counters out your advantage from your boots.
Oh, okay.
So-
15 plus 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is a shadow in the darkness.
Okay.
He disappears.
He's a brisk shadow.
The rest of
Sturge
us.
appears.
Clank, 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 clank.
Surge appears, says, Roomba's mom is coming, and then disappears into the darkness. Classic Sturge.
Okay, so I get as far ahead as I can and look and see what's going on, so I can tell them when they come up behind me.
Okay. Make a perception check.
That's gonna be. Is that an 8? I think that's an 8.
That's a
6. 6 plus 9. 15.
Nice. All right, your 15 is sufficient to see the two humanoid figures kind of standing somewhat casually around the bend of the corridor. It's more of a tunnel than a corridor. They don't see you because you're a shadow in the darkness, but you see them. They're dressed in kind of dark leathers and they have night masks on. And they are communicating softly with Thieves' Cant to each other.
Can I see what they're saying?
Yes, Thieves' Cant is a mixture of slang and hand gestures that most people who aren't rogues don't understand, or criminals. What they are saying, they are conveying their boredom to one another, and that they really wish the lady would get a move on.
Okay.
And they also start talking about the size of their blades. Your thieves' can is maybe a little bit rusty because you haven't used it in a while.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I have time, I'm going to sleep them. See if I can sleep them.
Yes. I
Okay.
mean,
I cast it.
you can't cast it subtly, I don't think.
Can I do a stealth roll to see if I can
No. No.
sleight of hand?
You're like, sleepy rogue, say what?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many hit points do you affect?
Let's see. Well, it's going to take a while unless I can borrow some 8s. There's 8.
Dude, get more dice.
14. And 7 is 21. 25. 6, 7. That was 6, right?
So it's
And
30.
7. 34.
How many of those are you rolling?
8, right?
It's 5.
So
Unless you're casting it at a
months.
higher level. If you're using a first level sleep spell, it's 5d8.
okay.
With
so
your 5, I think you rolled like 30, 31. Okay. One of the
Best
night
math
masks,
channel on Twitch.
one of the night masks goes, yes, it's not the size that counts, it's and he falls over. And the other one says, I prods him with his foot. What?
sleep again.
You cast it again? Okay,
Yeah.
roll again.
See, if your school's
Sorry, I
been
don't mean to hog
canceled,
the action
you
here,
can
so-
watch this and convince your teacher this counts as math class.
Is the thief who's awake, is he sad that the other one fell asleep while he was talking about the size of his blade?
Not really, he's kind of relieved.
20.
20. All right, that's not sufficient to enspell him.
Well, are these guys
He
coming
goes,
up on my...
he goes, what's going on? And he pulls out his sword, and then he looks for you,
Oh.
Good luck.
shadow in the darkness. He's like, who goes there?
Right.
Who goes there?
I'm gonna wait until he. I'm gonna sneak attack him if he gets close enough. And if he doesn't, I'll just go to him.
Help! Help!
So either way, he's getting a sneak attack. I think
right.
you go to him or he comes to you.
All right, you leap out of the darkness.
Oh my god! I rolled 2 2s.
Oh.
Leap out of the
I'm
darkness
gonna die.
and stab the wall.
Pink. Ah! Take that. Next time it's you.
Okay, so the night mask is shouting for aid,
Fucker.
Oh no.
but locked in combat with you. All right.
So they're all hanging out back there in the hallway, escaping the Roomba, and they hear, "Help! Help!" Blink.
Yeah.
Crap.
Well, actually, you arrive about the same time that he has lunged from the shadows to do his attack.
So I will disengage and retreat 10 feet.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay. So I better roll initiative for the thief.
Oh, I should probably do that too. Then, huh?
Okay. Well, no, I'm just using
Okay.
the same initiative that I had before.
Yeah, you can't be
24.
24.
Okay.
Yeah, you had 24 before.
Sweet.
Did you roll 24 again?
No. Did you want me to roll again?
No.
Okay.
All right. Sturge. Okay,
Yes.
so Sturge, you disengage and pull away from him. He looks up, sees the rest of the party, and goes, "Well, still learn this," and he runs away.
Dang it.
Artemisia's
use
turn.
charm
He
person.
has disappeared around the corner into the larger area. Shouting.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like throw some spell at him because like we're gonna need him in a minute when all his friends arrive.
He's shouting, Where? Intruders!
God damn it. I mean, the only thing I feel like we could do at this point is like go forward faster in hopes that we find the
Just
antidote. before
rush
too-
'em.
Yeah, before too many other people come.
Do you hurry
So-
in there?
Yes.
All right, so you break off from the rest of the group and give chase.
You Lady
Yes.
Gold this. You just stride in there and go, who's in charge?
I'm covered in blood.
Ston, you are still carrying Caliph.
Yep.
because you didn't put her down.
So is Caleb awake right now?
She's awake but woozy.
I'm gonna ask her. I say,
Oh, I should have blasted that, man.
Point her and be like, do shatter and aim her.
yeah. No, I'm gonna ask her if she is well enough to be able to, summon powers.
She says, I'm well enough to do a spell that, I don't know, I just choose things randomly. Chat, go ahead and vote on what spell Caleb uses.
You want it to be shatter.
Can it be a multiple choice?
Can
Is
it
it
be
shatter?
multiple choice?
Is
Yes.
it shatter?
Can
I
all the
will
choices
give
be
you
shatter?
multiple choices based on her character sheet. So let's see. Come on. Work with me here, D&D Beyond.
I know.
She has shatter and lightning lure.
I know she has several of those spells.
I think she got meteor swarm last time. I'm pretty sure I remember
A
that.
bunch of wish spells for sure.
That's right! She decided to put those in instead of disguise self.
Yeah, finally.
She really likes vampiric touch, doesn't she?
Vampiric
Does like
touch.
vampiric touch.
But you got touch to do that.
Except
disguise
with
self.
Adam.
Basically, range spells what we're talking about here.
I don't know why D&D Beyond is refusing to cooperate, but someone
I
else
can
who
pull
can.
it up. Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
we
haven't
already
let them
told
be our
them what it
sponsor
is.
yet. You can be our sponsor. It's okay.
Anyway, it's fine. It's just I have an old laptop, an old iPad actually, and it doesn't cooperate super well all the time. Okay, so Caleb is preparing a spell. Stung, are you going to carry her into the fray?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out in the back and carry her, and also keep an eye on Cecilia.
Okay. So Artemisia has rushed off on her own. Stung lingers back to watch Cecilia. Cecilia, your turn. What do you do?
Do I get a hit point back?
At the end of your turn, you will.
Dang
Yes.
it! I tried to walk slow.
You're like, I really want this hit points.
I'd like to get out of being poisoned. I'm torn because I feel terrible.
You do.
But Artemisia just busted in there and I cannot let her go in by herself. So I guess I go in after her.
Okay. Cecilia rushes in there after Artemisia. Okay.
Limping, bleeding from the fingernails and nose.
You are too hurt to be sensible.
You probably look terrifying.
That's my hope.
Sturge, what are you
Yes.
going to do?
Oh, dang!
How far is this guy from me now?
Oh, he's around the corner. Do you go into the Night Masks temple? That's where they went.
Where? Who went? They went?
They went. The sisters ran off into the larger area.
We
where
have
the
no
temple-
time. We gotta go, man.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna find this guy and
Yeah,
nab him.
quit dawdling, you dorks. I'm gonna die.
Okay, so the group pushes forward into the temple. So, in a large cavern that spreads out above you, some maybe 80, 100 feet high and very, very wide, you see a crumbling ancient temple that looks more like a fighting castle dojo that you might expect to withstand a siege. Many of the walls, however, are broken down and crumbling from centuries of abuse and neglect. And you see a number of night masks. You can tell that they're night masks based on how they're dressed and that they're wearing the masks in the center, fencing with weapons, and some are carrying chests, coffers of things, toward a waiting cart, which is heading toward, it heads into a smaller tunnel. It appears to be partly practice and business, and partly we're moving from here to somewhere else. The night masks who are in the courtyard fencing, there are 6 of them, in fact, turn when Artemisia
Gone
runs up toward
so
them.
wrong.
And then Artemisia kind of freezes, and then Cecilia joins her a second later, staggering up.
Bleeding everywhere. Can I
They
fake
look at
presence?
you.
Fake presence this.
You look at them. The rest of the party appears a little bit farther behind you, and we're going to go back into our initiative order. So, Sturge, you technically go first.
Okay, so how far away are they from us?
They are 60 feet from you, 30 feet from those two.
And how many exactly are there?
6. Okay, so Kayla's spells for reference, mods if you want to do a poll on which spell she should cast. The choices are Burning Hands, Vampiric Touch, Wall of Water, okay, and Hypnotic Pattern.
And wish.
Yes.
You wish. Okay, Sturge.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Wish.
I'm going to lay down a little fairy fire on as many of them as I can at once.
Oh, okay. You think you can catch all 6 of them with that spell?
Awesome. They only have to make a 12 DC.
Excellent.
No, not excellent.
All
Sucky.
right.
But
One of them is fairy fired.
good.
Very fine. Describe the effect.
Oh,
Yeah, what does it look like?
so
Another one is fairy fired.
slaps his hands together and then blows this vivid glow stick yellow dust that expands into a cloud and washes over these people, and some of them end up glowing like glow sticks, and it's a bad look, really.
Washes out their complexion.
Yeah.
Just you can't tell who's who. If they take off their masks, though, they'll have this like shadow, which would be cool.
You spray tanned them.
Oh, that's so much fashion damage.
2 of them start glowing in point effect.
Rats. Okay. Well, they'll be
2 out of the 6.
easy to hit.
That's not bad. That's not bad for having a fairly low DC.
Oh no.
So, okay.
Okay. And then he's going to say, "Fools, we need an antidote. Hand it over and you may live."
Are you attempting to intimidate them, despite having used your action to cast a spell?
No, I'm just speaking. I get to speak, right?
That's true. That's true.
She's
That's
like,
why-
just wanted-
offhandedly.
Just communicating. Just communicating.
You
Here's
can,
what we need.
You can attempt to influence someone's actions with a social check as a bonus action, but it gives you disadvantage.
He acted with the rest of his body, but withheld his mouth action for.
Yes. He has that much control.
Okay, so
I
I do have a
action
bonus
is
action. That bonus
perception.
action is how far away did you say they are?
60 feet away.
Okay, he's going to move. Is there any cover at all, like 30 feet away from them?
There are various like rises of stones, rubble, and such
Okay.
around the battlefield.
He's going to use cover
Like
to
you
get
might find in a video game. I'm just saying.
30 feet closer and hide. Like use
Surrender
cover.
now.
Well, he's gonna like dive behind stuff so they can't see where
Okay,
he's going.
roll stealth.
Okay. Another 2.
Because his cunning action allows him to hide anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's another 2, so that would be a 12.
All right. Did we determine what spell Caliph is going to impress us with?
Looks like vampiric touch. was the one.
Vampiric touch. Okay.
Good choice. She needs the hit point.
Caliph looks over to Stonk and says, "Get me close."
Oh, okay. Phew. Okay.
And ready, and starts casting the spell, and then holds on.
Oh
to
my
it.
goodness,
So she's
okay.
ready to spell.
Throw her.
How far can
Throw
I
her.
throw her?
Well, she can
so glad
fly.
you were already
Well,
thinking
Caliph
it.
60
The
feet.
Wolverine can.
No, I'm gonna charge with her and try to use her basically as like a weapon.
You do have the charging feat, right?
I do, yes.
Oh my God.
All right, so these night masks, who like some of them are like sweaty. They've been working up, a sweat because they're practicing. They're drilling for the incoming war with the surface world, right? They're not expecting this. So Stung,
They're expecting.
goes barreling in there.
So is she like an improvised weapon? Is that?
Yeah.
Are you going for one that has the fairy fire or not?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Night mask number 1. Why don't you go ahead and roll to hit, I guess? Are you attacking with Caliph or with a weapon?
So technically, I'm getting Caliph closer so that she can attack.
All right, so her spell would go off first because she is readied in action to cast the spell on the first person that she comes in close enough to hit. Well, the first enemy she comes close enough to hit.
I appreciate that clarification.
It is clarification. She has high enough intelligence, so no problem. Okay, so
Even with the blood loss.
Vampiric Touch, melee spell attack. Here we go. Does somebody want to roll for Caliph?
Sure.
She has advantage.
Not
on her
you.
roll.
I'll roll for her.
She
No,
has,
not you
She
either.
has advantage on her roll, so
Oh, advantage, huh?
because the fairy fire.
Oh, much better.
Oh, you critted with vampire touch, did you?
Yeah, dude.
Nice. Oh, she sinks her fangs
So-
into him.
So,
She doesn't
Chat.
have fangs
Oh.
yet.
Yet.
you made a good choice, chat. Okay, so we'll say that. Okay, she casts this using a 3rd level slot because that's the best she could do. It normally does 3d6 necrotic damage, but since you crit, it does 6d6 necrotic damage. Go ahead and roll, please.
Good job, Kaylee.
Do you need some d6s?
I do. I
Well.
need 1d6.
I don't know which one's going to be the good one. You choose.
This is
Now it's
this is
on you.
it.
That's the good one.
I'm just gonna put it on a 6 because I know that's what it's
The
gonna
6
roll.
is a symbol on that one.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a
there
lightning
you go.
bolt.
Oh look, a 6. So that's gonna be 8, 14, 16, 21.
Okay,
Is he a lifeless husk now?
so I'm just gonna
Is up to
track.
full
Oh,
hit.
sorry. This one is a
She's not up to
fireball.
full hit points.
This one is a lightning bolt.
Because she only heals half of that. So she is actually at
This is like our new team attack, I guess.
16 now.
She readies a spell and I run her in.
Okay, she is at 16 hit points.
I just
Okay.
see it like, you know, like a ballet thing, because she's got the wings and she runs and jumps and you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then are you going to attack as well?
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch her like drain this dude like
Yep.
a
That's
dry,
what happens.
Yeah.
She, okay, are you, okay. Let me ask you one important question, and then it'll flow into other questions. Is she in the Orc Bjorn?
No.
So she's
baby
not
Bjork.
lashed to you.
No.
Okay. Second, are you still going to hold on to her, or are you going to let her go?
So I think I look at her for a moment while she's like, you know, casting that spell, and I try to see like if she look healthier, like much
She
healthier.
does look like
She's not as healthy as me.
So as she puts her hands on this night mask, life essence drains out of him, like his skin tightens and black veins spread out from where she touched him on his bare chest, which immediately becomes much smaller.
Oh.
And you see life essence flowing into her. She looks healthier.
She gets a nice pink blush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
like the blush of life, if you will. And her wings look more radiant.
I put her down and
Right.
yeah, I say like, good job, friend.
Caliph gives you a wicked little smile and then continues to try and drain life from that poor Philip.
More.
Yeah. I think Stog is like slightly conflicted at this point, but he's happy that his friend is okay. So he's gonna actually try to attack the guard that she's going for and get him away from her.
Well, it took you 60 feet of movement to get here, and you didn't attack at the end of your charge. You just let her go, unless you hurled Caliph and then pulled out a weapon and attacked, which I
So-
will let you do because that is narratively awesome.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
also the charger feat is if I move that amount as a bonus action, I get to attack
Right.
or push
What
the
I'm saying
target.
is your bonus action would have been I set Caliph down.
Oh, okay.
But if you just let Caliph go, then you still have your bonus action.
Like,
She'll glide. She can glide.
yeah, you're
She's
starting to
fast.
kite. Run, run, run.
Let's see if she
Is that
can
what
glide.
happens?
Okay.
All right, you run in.
I just want my bonus action.
Caliph leaps off of you and kind of glides, like her wings fan out, and she glides or falls towards
With
a guy,
style.
tackles him. Dark magic starts draining his life essence out, and you pull out your weapon and strike. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Fair
try to
enough.
like after she feeds, I try to like knock him away from her.
Feeds. He used the word feeds.
Call it what it is.
He did. Yeah. How'd that go?
Not well.
15.
Ooh, that's not
okay.
bad.
Yeah, that hits.
Then that is going to be 16 damage.
Okay. Well.
17 damage.
Wow. Okay. So good news is you took him out with your sword. Do you kill him?
No.
You just knock him, you pommel strike him away. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He collapses unconscious to the ground.
What a strange question.
The fairy fire is still flickering around his unconscious body. Okay,
Not all of us are killers.
just most of them. All right. I think I moved Stong in the initiative order, so I'm gonna have to refocus things a little bit. Okay, so they get to go now. So, 2 of them have melee weapons, and they are gonna attack Stong.
I know. What?
I know it's terrible.
What did he do?
I saved
the
your
thing
friend.
he just did. Okay, one of them hit with a 16.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, 8 points of damage. Whoa. It's just like a short sword that they have. Short swords and daggers.
Yeah, okay. So he stabs me, I look down at it, and I go, ow.
Okay. Another one rushes in to stab you as well. Hopefully. Short sword, 23 to hit.
That hits.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
So you've been stabbed now twice by the
Ow.
masks.
Ow. I try to like move a little bit so the scars are at least equal.
One of them attempts to
Yeah.
attack Caliph, who is somewhat easier to hit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Don't do that. Okay.
Ow.
Yes, he does hit her both times with his sword and his dagger.
If only some sort of healer would fall from the skies or ceilings,
Yeah.
or emerge from the passageway behind us.
Doing a total of 6 points of damage to her. Actually, 8 points of damage to her. Sorry. So she is quite injured again for the moment. Okay.
Oh, come
so that's
on.
been 3 of them. 2 of them, scatter from what you just did and grab crossbows, which were leaning against the stones. And they are going to loose bolts at Cecilia and Artemisia, respectively.
Don't be loose with your bolts. Man.
Good news. One of the crossbows misfires. It was not
Oh, nice.
loaded properly, so
Does it happen to go backwards and hit the guy shooting?
it does not. It just there's this big clack, and he's like and he's struggling with it. And the other one flies off into the darkness ineffectually. Okay,
I'm glad they weren't practicing with them.
Artemisia's turn.
Well, she does not have very many spells left. She was going to try to persuade, because persuade is better for her than intimidation. So I think that's honestly more interesting. So she's going to give it the old college try.
Okay.
So she's going to go full Lady Gold. She's covered in blood. She is nearly a noble, and they need to get her away from her path. Where is the lotus venom antidote?
Is that just out of curiosity, we know we have to find the Twilight Knight. Is that correct?
Do we?
Is that
No,
That was like
no.
the mistress.
Let's make it clear what we're
It
doing.
was created by the Duchess of Venom.
Yeah.
But you have to confront the Twilight Knight, I think.
I don't remember
And
that.
there would be a blood price. Someone has to die.
Well, but if
save
we
a
could
life?
sneak in and grab it, and we can't sneak in and grab it, but
It's off
like,
the table at this point, I feel like.
I still feel like if there was a possibility of like sneaking in and grabbing it off the shelf and then like scarpering, then even though everybody knows we're there, if we can like bully past them and then like grab it off the shelf and scarper, that is better than being like, yeah, we're going to talk to the Duchess because that is going to be a price that we don't want to pay.
I heard there was
So.
a run on like all the toilet paper and anti-vent.
There's a plague going on.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm not weighing in on what you think you're here to do. So, whatever you think you're here to do. Oh, hey, Cecilia, you did gain 1 hit point at the end of your turn.
All right.
You're welcome.
So
Actually, an extremely useful item.
It is.
Eventually.
It's amazing.
That was good.
Only works while she's poisoned. But.
I'll roll for persuasion.
Yeah, I suppose you're being aggressively persuasive. Yes.
Because my intimidate isn't bad. It's just not.
I mean, it does kind of sound like you're trying to intimidate them.
All right, I will roll intimidation then.
All right.
Oh!
Natural 20 on a skill check, but
Nice.
so
Nice.
25.
Nice. There's so many 20s tonight.
No, it's a good night.
They recognize her from the arena.
Well, Bronze Wolf, she's got the mask,
okay.
unfortunately. But
Maybe like they subconsciously reckon they're like,
There
whoa,
we go.
wait, she's real. That's something. There's something about her that seems extra scary. Like she might destroy me.
Oh, she's got Cecilia behind her looking like a J horror, like with the bleeding nails and the.
So they, the Night Masks do kind of step back warily, as in, we might be overmatched here. Cecilia,
Okay, I'm still poisoned, correct?
you are.
Then what I'm going to do is which of them looks the the most affected by Artemisia is probably where I want to go.
All of them about the same.
Okay, do any of them look like slightly more senior in
Make
charge?
an insight check.
That is a 13.
Okay, it's very difficult to tell.
I picked the tall one. And I'm going to go up, actually, just close-ish, right? Because I need to be within 10 feet and use my Fey Presence.
All right.
So he needs to make a wisdom save against 17.
What is Fey Presence? You suddenly like.
Well,
So-
you'll see. Go ahead and describe what this looks like, please.
So I want to use the charm version, but I also feel
He
like
failed his save.
my charm version is probably, it's actually a 10-foot cube. So
Yeah.
if they're close together, I
Oh
hit
my.
more than him.
Okay.
But I want to aim for one in particular, and the rest is just, splash.
17, you said?
17.
Oh my god.
I'm very, very charismatic.
Apparently so.
I want to use the charm effect, but I also feel like the charm effect from Cecilia's good friend, the Heart of the Piercing, is not going to be very nice. And also, again, I look like a J-horror character.
You charm all of them.
Oh, wow.
Can I scary charm them? Is that narratively okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
How many?
there's
All of them.
blood
of them.
pouring out
Five
of me.
Well, one of them is unconscious.
Okay, okay.
The blood seems a little more intense. It might be coming out of my mouth, or maybe those are shadows. And you smell the cold winter night all around you and the flintiness of the caves that are deep within the earth full of secrets. And I say, you're going to take us to where the antidote is right now.
Nice.
That was good. I want to hear more. I want more Fey Mask.
I mean,
The tall one says, "Yes, ma'am." And the other ones are looking at you like, "Wow, she's amazing and scary."
I'm going to make eye contact in a very intimidating way.
Like this is, Galadriel, Dark Queen sort of thing.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Also
no,
looks
you
at
have
you
a,
impressed.
you have charmed the Night Mass. Your charm is a temporary effect, but you have charmed them.
Awesome. Are they going to take us where we need to go?
Yes, the tall one says, come with me,
Awesome.
if you like."
We go quick, because this isn't going to last forever.
Okay. Sturge is gonna just lurk and stealth behind in case somebody, like the dude who went yelling intruders, comes up behind us so that he won't interrupt them. 20 feet behind.
Do the rest of the party know anything about how your power works?
It's witch power.
Are you leading all of them or just the tall one?
Ooh.
I think
Because
just
they're
the
charmed.
tall
They will
one.
do whatever you say.
The tall one, because this doesn't last forever. It lasts until my next turn.
Right.
So let's separate them. Let's make him walk quick. All of you come and guard the rear.
So all of you go and you just take the one Night Mask.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
That's my plan. You guys can, if you guys really disagree, you are free to
You seem like you know what you're doing. So.
Okay.
So he leads you into a broken down building that appears to be at the heart of the temple. So the party disappears into this temple. In a moment, the other 4 night masks who are in the courtyard kind of shake themselves, and they're like, what just happened? And one of them points to another one and is like, hey, you're glowing. Why are you oh no. And they start raising the alarm. Okay.
Dang it.
Do we have a moment to like take an action or something?
This is what's happening in the next round. I'm just narrating it this way for narrative.
You should have been
purposes.
like, the last one standing becomes my champion.
Dang
Or
it!
left.
Can we go back
Okay.
in time and do that?
Can I just grab Stong and say we should take care of this? Let them go.
Dang it.
You could do that, yes. Do you want to do that?
What do you think?
By this you mean?
These dudes.
Caliph is like, I have more life energy to drain. I mean, I'll help.
All right, sisters, go on. Let's take care of this dude.
It's gonna be bad. Just bones
Okay.
to it. I just remembered I have charm person,
think-
so when this wears off, we can keep it going.
I think this is a good moment to go to our break.
Where bad decisions are made.
And I'm sorry, Randy, you were about to show up right now. So you're going to show up after the break. So those of you who have been waiting for Rogar's charming brogue, you will get it again after the break. We're going to do the interview plus 1. Here are your 5 contestants, although I spoke with Yang Yang last time, so Yang Yang is not a legal target for your votes. So vote for one of us to join me during the interview plus 1. Come back after the break, and while you're waiting for the couple minutes, go play Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah,
it's a really fun
split-screen
game.
it.
They could use more players. Let us know if you got anyone really cool, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. And we're back. Hail and well met. I'm here with Rhiannon, who plays Artemisia. Thank you for your votes. Thank you for joining me, Rhiannon.
I'm excited.
We have some questions, but first, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How it's going with Artemisia? How she's feeling about things?
Poor Artemisia. Well, I mean, I was thinking, especially with my spell slots, I'm like, there are none left. Oh God. And she's really been just like going. We were discussing, and she did rest with Lilton the night she ran off after arguing
Rest, yeah, it was
with
very
her
restful.
stepmother. So she did get spells back, but life has been like coming at her, and she hasn't really had time. She's had to react to it, but she hasn't had time to actually like sit down and let it sink in. So like stepmother showing up, and she doesn't want to leave, but then she is going to leave because she thinks that's how you be mature. Because Artemisia, she's actually like 20 years old, like 21. So she's still not quite figured out like adulting yet properly. And then like her sister like is clearly something emotional was going on with her stepmother sort of verbally attacking her, and then like actually attack and like poisoned. And also she likes Jiggs. Jiggs clearly likes her sister better, but that's okay. She'll give him a cute little like collar bow tie now that he's a border collie.
You've had some good bonding moments
Yes,
with Jiggs,
that's
and
true.
you did have a very important monologue with Jiggs a couple sessions ago, where Artemisia, who is very reserved and very closed off, protected, kind of opened herself up to talking with Jiggs.
Well, animals don't judge, and I mean he's a wolf, or right now he's looking like a dog. So why would
Wolf
he
dog.
judge her?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what could be going on with that. All right, so let's get to some questions. Let's see. So, questions about Artemisia. So this is from Hostile Eldritch. Nice. What is Artemisia's favorite item of clothing?
Oh man. Well, actually, I was talking earlier that she doesn't really wear skirts, but in her art, if you look at the full art thing, she's got the sort of long tails on her coat. So I think that's her favorite because you can do so much styling. You can do sort of the more like bodice type thing on the coat, or where it fastens or anything like that, and then how long, and like if it has a really sort of big presence or if it's really sort of slim. And so it's very versatile for her, but yet if you're just wearing like pants or leggings underneath, you can still move properly and not worry about like bending down or anything like that. So I think that's where a lot of her creativity comes out, is using the sort of basic undershirt and then pants and then having the great like amazing coat. And at some point I would love to have her have one of those like crazy collar things. That's probably not in world fashionable, but I think it's really badass. So
Well, she does work at a fashion boutique.
exactly. Well, she needs to start that trend, clearly.
Exactly.
Bring the collars up slowly until you have the like crazy one.
Is that like an Aglarondian fashion, do you think? That she might be importing that?
Well, I'm not Lorebot, so I don't
That's
know.
true. I mean, we could just say that that's what's in
There
fashion.
there we go.
All right. Speaking of fashion, if Artemisia lived in our world in modern times, what kind of fashion would she like?
Oh man.
I feel like we were kind of heading in that couture sort of way. But
Well, I think that she would be more the red carpet Hollywood kind of fashion as opposed to the catwalk. Because the thing about the catwalk is you get the like crazy experimental like, and then the models who are always like looking super mad to me whenever they're on the catwalk.
fierce.
And I feel like
Make an intimidation check.
on the red carpet, you do have more of, you know, the unfortunately the sort of conventionally attractive Hollywood body type, but you do have a few more now of the stars who have a different kind of body type, who then are wearing really fashionable designed clothing that has been designed for that body type. And so Artemisia herself is super scrawny, kind of in an unattractive way when she doesn't style herself properly. But I like to think that her goal with fashion is to be the most flattering possible to everybody, rather than having some kind of like fashion ideal that then she sort of thrusts upon people.
Makes sense. All right. So, Artemisia's favorite cantrip, or maybe your favorite cantrip. That's a question from Meyer Doug. Maybe answer both. What is Artemisia's favorite cantrip?
Favorite cantrip: press to clean, prestidigitation.
That's true. If you missed my explanation from last session, whenever they get into the muck, which happens frequently, Artemisia's first order of business after defeating any monsters is to cleanse herself with prestidigitation. And my conceit, rather than magic the mess away, like in some popular fantasy IP, is that whenever they do that, the mess doesn't go away, it just moves. And so what happens is when you prestidigitation your face and hair, the muck just flies onto the nearby wall and spatters it.
Well, so what I'm imagining, to get the archaeology going on, some of the earliest cave paintings, the handprints, it's not a print so much as they put their hand and then they like spattered, they think maybe by mouth, but certainly spattered around it, so it's a negative image of a hand.
Oh, neat.
So what I always imagine when he talks about like us leaving stuff behind is that it wouldn't necessarily be completely the outline, but you get these sort of like different heights of like adventure outlines, like against the wall with the negative space and then like the spatter going on either side. So you can like someday archaeologists, if the mud didn't dry up and fall off, could come by and be like, oh, the back in this day the adventurers were like 5'5".
It's kind of a version of that art that we have of like the silhouettes of the characters rather than the actual
exactly.
images.
Yeah.
People have been known to track them in the game using that very distinctive effect. Okay, and what is your Rhiannon's favorite cantrip? Is it the same?
So I haven't gotten to use lightning lure yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I used it in a previous game.
We got the book.
Got
we
the
know
book.
the rules. We're ready to do it.
And the thing is that with her draconic ancestry, Artemisia gets like extra damage to lightning, which she's just sort of now coming to grips with because she just hit it in 6th level. And so I just love the sort of mental image, especially when I used it before, of like lashing out and like grabbing some, small little monster who's kind of weak and then like pulling them in, and they're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And then the thing with lightning lures, you start at a certain distance, and as you pull them in, once they hit a certain distance from you, that's when the lightning damage happens.
Right.
So this poor little monster's like, what is happening? Oh, God! And then it gets into range, and you're like, so I'm looking forward to that.
Has a certain sadistic streak.
No, that's me. Though I don't know why I'm claiming the sadistic streak.
All right, let's see. Okay, question from Prime Daza 287. What are you both working on at the moment that you can talk about?
Me? Okay.
Yeah, why don't you start?
I have an exciting thing that I'm working on that I can talk about. So what I'm doing for this year, and it should be still going on. I was going to launch it at NorwestCon. NorwestCon looks like maybe it won't happen, but we'll see. I will still launch it. Fingers crossed. I'm going to have a series of 4 space opera novellas, not published under Rhiannon Held, but published under RZ Held, which is my non-urban fantasy stuff, some weird Western too. And so right now I'm writing the 4th one. The first 3 are ready to go. They're waiting for their covers. So I'm expecting pre-orders hopefully by the end of the month. And it's super fun and exciting, and people are always like, where's the archaeology? So the archaeology in this space opera is that the first 2 are in one time period, and then the next 2 are going to be sort of like 100, 200 years later. And so I've done a lot of world building about how do sort of the stories of the heroes of the first one make it down, and now they've got things wrong in the second one, and then also how has sort of technology that you see in the infancy in the first one now become old hat and is just practically obsolete in the second set of them, and all kinds of crunchy, interesting, cool things like that, along with the I love having heroines who are thrust into situations and come to grips with sort of technology that they don't know quite how to fit it into their lives yet. The first one, she gets this sort of nanite package that basically turns her into a super soldier when she's just a regular civilian. And she doesn't sort of know even how to deal with that, how to come to grips with that. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Cool. I just finished up editing the 4th and final novel in my World of Ruin series, which is a dark... Yes, thank you. Is a dark post-apocalyptic fantasy series that borrows heavily from my love of Final Fantasy and dark stuff in general. That book is the last, for now, of that series, and is largely about all the things I've been setting up in the first 3 books coming together and in one epic battle for the fate of the world. And it is the World of Ruin, so it's not going to be good, but it's going to be great, if you know what I mean. I'm working on a bunch of other things that I can't talk about. So I have a couple novels that I'm working on. One is about orcs, and another one is about high schoolers channeling spirits and demons, which is very cool. But that's all I can say about those things. And let's see. So we have one last question, which is, okay, this is from Old Man Gamer J. And Aaron and I were sort of talking about this question during the break, which was, excluding your novels, which Forgotten Realms novel would you like to see turned into a movie? So... the obvious answer is you go with Homeland, right? Because, or rather, you'd probably go with the Crystal Shard because it has more universal appeal. The problem is doing Drow on the screen is difficult. It's difficult to do right in such a way that you please everyone. And a Forgotten Realms novel turned into a movie should please everyone, which is why I think you go with Azure Bonds, because Azure Bonds is the story of a strong, capable, confident female protagonist who gets in way over her head, has a very cool companion in the form of Dragon Bait, who is a saurial, which is basically a humanoid dinosaur, is a paladin. So there's a little bit of weirdness, but also very classic Forgotten Realms story. There's lots of magic. There is a Azure bonds, like little tattoos that appear on her arm. It's tied to a classic video game. It has a huge amount of cachet and
Commodore 64.
yeah, Commodore 64. That's right. So that's the one. Also, Jeff Grubb is really cool. So, all right. I think that's.
Did you have a differing opinion?
I was gonna tease Eric because it said not your books, but I'm right here.
Okay, so Brimstone Angels should be the second Forgotten Realms novel that is adapted into a movie, because Brimstone Angels is
I think you just said kind of.
all those things I just said, plus it relies upon it's a little bit, it's like another step into the fantasy of the realms, because it's about tieflings and it's about dragonborn, which you've already kind of introduced the concept of humanoid reptilian people, but now you're also talking about demons and pacts with demons. Brimstone Angels is a little bit more of a specific story than Azure Bonds. That's what I'm saying. So Azure Bonds, Brimstone Angels, Homeland, then all of my books. I think that's a good, yeah, Hasbro, call me. Anyway, that's all the time we have for the interview plus one. We'll readjust and start on Act 2 of Masks. Okay. Don't go away. All right, hello, well met. Welcome back. I have two pieces of business before we get to Act 2. One, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Hopefully you're all aware of that. It's a worldwide pandemic of the coronavirus, COVID-19. I don't mean to make light of it. It's certainly not a casual thing, and it is a serious issue that I hope you are protecting yourself, washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, avoiding gatherings of 6 or more people.
Eight
I thought it was 10.
Okay, avoiding large gatherings. The people who are most affected by this illness are old people, immunocompromised people, people in large gatherings, and people without the wherewithal to protect themselves. So keep yourself healthy, keep other people healthy. Good luck to you. Second, Erin's laughing, but she knows it's very serious.
I just yelled at Steven to wash his hands. So.
Yes, that.
Also, mean people are vulnerable, so don't be mean.
Be mean if it comes down to making sure other people wash their hands.
We are
That's
here in
not what I
Seattle.
was saying.
I wish mean people were vulnerable.
We are here in Seattle, which is the United States ground zero of the COVID-19 outbreak. We plan to keep doing our stream until any of us get sick, in which case we're not gonna keep doing it.
We're here for you, man.
Also, I wanted to say to all of our international watchers, I want to apologize for the lunacy that is the United States and daylight savings time. You came in an hour late. That's our bad. And by our, I mean the American people's.
We hate it too.
We do not like
wizards, but we can speak on behalf of all Americans.
on behalf of the United States government. Sorry, we're a bunch of pricks.
Let's not get
'Cause we
started
are.
apologizing for our government, because
God,
we'll be here.
all night.
All night.
Indeed. Please watch the rewatch on Twitch or on YouTube when it shows up, because a lot of cool things happened in the first hour, including Rogar's recap, which was like an epic rap battle with the puppet show from last week.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was awesome. All right, so Act 2. Now that we've left it on that cliffhanger, most of the party heads into the temple. Some of you stay behind to deal with the night masks. But what we're actually going to look at first is one of those story vinaigrettes. If you missed the first hour, you're not going to get that joke. I'm sorry.
Now people are just going to think you don't know how to say vignette.
It's true.
Your dedication.
Vignette is the French, and vinaigrette is the Italian word for the same thing. Duh.
So everyone's favorite hand, that is Han the Footman, is heading into a building, into the Blue Banner, in fact. And they are kind of humming singing under their breath to themselves. If I were the boss of your mind, flipping the wand in the air, I'll tell you just what I do. And then there's a massive explosion, and all of a sudden Hand is like blinking against the opposite wall where they've fallen down. And like, what? And their ear is ringing, and there's smoke pouring through the inn. And a couple of liveried servants of House Bleth come running into the hallway. One of them looks damaged from the explosion, coughing, and they look at Hand and go, "What? What is that?" And Hand goes, "Oh," and feels up at these horns and goes, "Oh no." And then immediately disappears, or tries to disappear, but their magic is difficult, and so the guards come charging, and Hand goes, "Well, rast that." Now, back in the darkness.
I wish we could see any of this.
I know.
So cool.
It's dramatic ironing. Okay. So, back in the darkness. Cecilia, Erin told me over the break that she had come up with a new plan.
Is the Fey presence fading?
Yes, it is fading. So the man leads you into the temple, and then he kind of shakes his head like he's fighting off the effects of your charm.
Then I would like to apply Charm Person.
Excellent. What is his saving throw?
It is 17.
Oh, wow. This is what happens when you have high charisma spellcasters. Yeah, he is totally taken in by your Dark Queen charms.
Dominated.
So, did you forget what you were doing? You're
No.
taking us to the antidote, aren't
Yes,
you?
ma'am. Yes, my queen.
Let's go a way that's not going to, disrupt a lot of people.
Yes, Fey Queen.
Okay, you know what? We'll just go with it.
Like the deeper into the charm he goes, the more he thinks you're an archfey.
The more this goes on, the more I think about maybe figuring out a way to bring him back and make him and Sarshan fight each other.
If he worships you, do you start like graduating to deity status slowly?
Maybe. That
That
sounds
is
like
actually,
a lot of responsibility.
Pretty sure how it works in the realms.
Also,
Okay.
I don't think your sister would go for this.
You could be
Just
like a high
saying.
priestess.
So
What would your portfolio be?
You could design the robes,
Yeah.
the vestments.
would your portfolio be acerbic wit?
I
Cecilia.
love it. Cecilia, goddess of sarcasm.
Okay, so as I recall, a couple of you are going to hang back and deal with the night mass, yes? Stong, Sturge, and Caliph? Meaning that just the two sisters are heading into the temple, and their charmed night mask escort.
Who is taking us away that will not get us in front of a lot of people.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
All right, yeah, he's leading you into the temple. You hear voices. Particularly, you hear a sharp woman's voice saying, "Careful with that, you fool. I can't afford to have those broken."
What could those be?
And
Sounds like a duchess.
those of you who have gone back out into the courtyard, so Sturge, Stong, and Caliph, whose hands are still glowing with dark necrotic magic. The Night Master are shaking off their charm, and they're looking at you. And so there's this standoff. You're looking at them, they're looking at you. More Night Masks start coming out of the surrounding area, pulling out swords and little curved daggers.
How many more?
There are about 15 at this point.
No problem.
Maybe we should just go back inside.
And you hear
Shatter the ceiling.
hear footsteps from the dark tunnel behind them. Echoing footsteps.
Has the gelatinous cube sprouted legs?
That's the only answer.
Or ate some.
Splurt, 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 splurt.
Does it sound like metallic footsteps?
There is clank, 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 clank. A very familiar clank, 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 clank. And you see two figures merge out of the darkness. One, a tall man wrapped in a gray cloak with a glowing sword. And one, a much shorter man in mithril armor with a helmet that has one horn and one flower,
Daisy cup.
and a big hammer.
Rogar.
And Rogar is telling Shadowbane all about the Bogglewomps as they're coming. And then Shadowbane says, "Oh, thank the gods."
Something to do.
And then the battle is joined. You swoop in.
So
Rogar, what are you gonna do?
So I step in and it's like, oh, there's Stong and Sturch
And Kalith.
and Kalith, right? And surrounded by a
Kalith,
bunch
like her eyes have turned sort of black, and she has like these black lines coming down from her eyes, like she's obviously channeling some dark magic effect. Oh, and her wings look particularly resplendent.
Excellent. Right. I was like, okay. So, I heard you were in danger. The mortal kind.
Oh yeah, definitely not the cosmic kind. Thank goodness.
So,
Well, so
most of the Night Mass turn in your direction.
I will,
Perfect.
I will summon my, my spiritual guardians.
Just immediately going to attack. No, this is a good reason. That's a good course of action.
They're in mortal peril.
Yeah, you go for it. Spirit Guardians.
Right, spirit guardians. I mean, you know, if they don't come close to me, they're not going to get hurt.
Okay.
Right? It's the moves on their part. You know what I'm saying? So
So this is going to be like a huge battle. So we're mostly going to do it in a narrative way. So you're just going to tell me what you're going to do.
right, I'll
Which is
present my
Spirit
proposal.
Guardians?
Spirit guardians. My dwarven Valkyries appear, swirling around me, and yeah, with their mighty hammers and their beards and braids flowing.
Excellent. Shadowbane's sword glows with bright white light, not as bright as your guardians. And he says, "Yes, here we go." And the Night Mass tremble a little bit. And what does Stong do?
So, what is the greatest clustering of them within a 15-foot cube?
You think you can get 3 of them?
So, in the moment that
Maybe
they're all
4?
looking at Rogar, Stong is going to throw himself into that area and then cast a thunder wave.
And what
at
does
first
that
level.
sound
No
like?
way!
Like
Smash!
Does it sound like a song?
Oh, death metal.
Because it's bard magic, so...
It'd just be like just like smash and like escalating like a crescendo of smash, smash, smash.
I mean, I like just like a single like, you know, really loud smash, like a thunderous clap. It sounds just like the word smash.
Okay, you got the smash. All right. And Kalis charges in with her dark magic to start draining people's lives. Sturge, how are you generally going to act in this battle?
There were carts with coffers on them.
Yes, in
Oh my
fact.
god.
You're going to loot them.
Detect magic first.
All right, you head toward the
You
carts.
need
Yes.
to drink that potion of heroism.
So the battle,
Be a hero.
the battle is joined. Sturge does what Sturge does best, which is stay out of it.
No.
playing
He's gonna do a little, nip in,
Yeah,
nip
okay.
out.
Okay, cool.
But
All right.
first thing he's gonna do is detect magic. Anything on the cart, take it. Then he'll poke somebody.
Okay, so the sisters inside the temple. Your guide is leading you as though it's a totally normal thing.
Super normal.
Totally.
Cecilia,
supposed
you
to be
gain
there.
another hit point. It would potentially heal you up to your max, but at this point, you feel more pain. Oh no! And your max hit points decreases by 3.
She's still poisoned.
Guys, it's real bad.
Artemisia, you notice that there is blood coming out of her ears at this point. And she seems kind of congested.
I don't feel very good.
She's about to blow big old clots out her nose.
The
Put
Night
me at that
Mass,
twilight first.
the Night Mass looks back at you kind of dreamily, and he says, "Are you all right?
Nope, keep
Dark
walking.
Lady of the Fae?"
Need to find that antidote pronto.
He says, "All right, whatever my mistress compels."
God, I
Wow.
hate these guys with the mistress thing.
Yeah, everyone keeps crushing on you. Stong needs to learn that secret.
I mean, the secret is you cast enchantment magic on them. Okay.
Like first you learn charm person, and then you cast it with really good charisma.
Oh.
So
Artemisia, are you going to do anything to comfort your sister?
heads up, I'm gonna bleed all over you.
Well, she's already pretty bloody.
That's true. I might have to
Plug.
lean on you.
Plug her ear with a finger.
Well, I mean, if she can like sort of get your arm over her shoulder, like she's gonna do that. Like Artemisia is not looking very good, like emotionally right now. She looks like she's got that sort of like artificial calm that's like you're stealing emotional like spoons from like later, so she's just gonna like implode.
Stealing the knives out of the drawer.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the knives. That's the one. So, but she's keeping it together for now.
Okay.
You've reached the really weird long spoons you have in your drawer that you never use, and you're not sure what they're for.
So your guide pushes open the doors of a long nave, right, of the temple, which doesn't have like pews or sitting space, but has space for people to stand or perhaps fight. And at the end, you see a plinth where a statue of Garagos must have stood once upon a time. But now, there's just some pieces of rubble. In fact, you see a couple of big toed feet that are still there. But now, in place of the statue that was there, is a tall, feminine form carved entirely out of black stone,
Oh no.
holding a bowl. And her other hand is down kind of near the core of her being, like her stomach area. And it is holding a purple disc that floats above her hand.
Question. Previously, we have encountered a very similar thing, and when this happened,
Wait,
that's
what?
how I got the cloak of protection, because it's the scary Shar dress. So
It is a scary Shar dress.
technically, I've been wearing the cloak of protection.
This
So I
is
think I must have it on under my clothes or something.
this is indeed the goddess Shar, goddess of loss and darkness.
I'm going. Well, if we go with the fact that that is apparently where my some of my armor class came from, and if you've seen Cecilia's portrait, Cecilia is wearing a mishmash of clothing because whatever, it doesn't matter. She doesn't try, because trying means that people might, make judgments on you.
Do you throw the cloak on
So maybe
over
I
it when
think
you,
I have this on under my regular clothes, and I'm gonna like shed some stuff because this worked last time on that weird vampire guy. Because you're right, apparently Cecilia collects a lot of creepers.
Could you remind us what happened with the vampire guy?
We went down in the sewers and we got stuck in what seemed to be a shrine of Shar, and there was a vampire guy that was waiting for, I don't know, Cecilia doesn't really remember this part, but maybe a priestess of Shar or something, someone to come and say he could come out. And Cecilia went ahead and, since he assumed she was a priestess of Shar, took the offered vestments and told him he had to wait a little longer, and then got the heck out and has not come back and has no plans to
His
go back.
name is Dara Rask, I believe.
I definitely did not
I
hold on to
believe
that.
that's correct.
Wow.
That was Jeff.
Good job.
I wrote notes.
I wrote notes
Cecilia does not remember that.
long ago. It happened.
You can do that?
All right.
So,
There's no one in the nave other than, that statue, which your guide sees and kind of shivers a little bit, and then says, the mistress, the Duchess should be this way.
is there a way to get the antidote without the Duchess being involved?
Potentially, if we
I'm gonna
wait for her to leave.
Take a step back and be like, okay, don't look at the statue, look at me.
Yes, queen.
So,
Yes, queen.
when does the Duchess leave?
We are evacuating this place because of an impending threat.
And she's gonna leave the antidotes behind?
No, she wouldn't normally leave anything behind except for traps to slay our foes, of course.
Okay, we don't want those. We're about full up on those. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I could charm another person. Technically, I can charm 3 people if they're, in the same space.
Did you want me to show you to where the Duchess keeps her potions?
Yes, but we don't want to talk to the Duchess just yet. But maybe quick, because that wasn't there before.
Says this way, and he shows you toward an old ancient door off of the nave. You can hear voices through the door. Specifically, that sharp feminine voice that you heard before. It says, I can't understand you people. You're such a waste of flesh. Out of my way.
Pleasant.
Yeah. There's,
And
There's
as
some
you're
convenient
approaching
cracks
the
in the
door,
door.
the door starts to open.
Woo! We step out of the line of sight of whoever's coming out of the door.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Artemisia has a sleep spell left, so she's gonna
That's a great plan.
try that
Well,
if she can.
it might be good to see how many people are coming.
Okay.
Anyway, you can hide behind the statue. The statue is very big.
Let's hide behind the statue.
Yeah, Star's darkness conceals you. Okay. The Night Mask guide you've been spelled just continues standing there. You see 3 people come out of that door. They look mostly like the Night Masks that you have encountered before. One of them is a very tall, severe-looking person of a female persuasion. And they all just walk very quickly past. Those 2 are carrying crates. The woman is not. And they go down through the nave toward the outside.
Okay, let's go in that room and see what's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quickly.
Carefully, too, because there might be more people.
The guide nods to them, making some kind of symbol for the Night Mask pride. And they largely ignore him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's taking a selfie. Okay. You head into the room
Okay.
where you see a collection of bottles assembled all around shelves all throughout the room. It looks like an alchemist shop that you've gone
This is
into.
inconvenient.
And there is indeed one person standing in the room, and it is a very small person who's facing away from you.
Bonsai.
And she turns to you as a female halfling. She is kind of plain looking, has kind of mousy hair, and wearing just kind of black leathery clothes. And she looks up at you and she says, "Oh, hello."
Hello. I'm gonna try persuade her. Be like, we're here. We need the antidote to the lotus venom poison. One of those idiots got a little sloppy. Don't worry, he's been taken care of.
Yeah, make a roll.
Can I
Please
aid
be
her
good.
somehow?
Yes. Go ahead.
13.
You can both roll.
Okay.
And if you both succeed, you'll get a better result.
I don't think it's gonna be great. I only got a 13.
That is an 18.
Nice.
Okay. So the woman looks at Artemisia and says, well, obviously one of you is poisoned. Yes?
Yep.
I can
That is
see
correct.
you have a little,
Oh God, it's in the eyes now.
yes, that's late stage lotus poisoning. You should be dead already. You must be very strong.
Thank you.
Antidote?
Of course. Were you here to help move things out of the temple? Is that why you were here?
And she was exposed by something dropped while we were moving.
Yes,
things.
that.
So we need the antidote, and then she can go back to work.
Of course. 1 second.
I don't think she's gonna give us an antidote.
Go ahead and make an insight check. She starts rummaging among the bottles.
Can I too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give her another poison.
12.
I'm also poisoned. I forgot that, but I only rolled the second one was a 20. I rolled a 9 though.
So 9 and Artemisia got
12.
All right, so you kind of put your heads together and you're like, I don't think this is just going to give us the antidote. And your guide says, "Hail, Duchess."
Oh.
And you kind of, and you turn and you look, and the halfling's face is kind of like drawn into a more vulpine features, and she opens her mouth, which is full of like shard-like teeth.
Dang it.
And she says, "Yes. Well, I was just going to give you this poison right here, but we can do this more directly."
Oh dear.
So, back outside.
If I charm the Duchess.
Duchess is a vampire, and vampires tend to be immune to enchantment.
Dang it. Okay.
Like that. All right, back outside. The battle is
I
raging.
see now what you mean by shard-like teeth.
The circling dwarven Valkyries have been burning night masks to death, and they are trying to stay out of that light. Stong has been pushing them around into the light, maybe?
Sure, yeah. If
So-
I grab them and just throw them in.
Yeah, and well, I was thinking, because
After you.
you had been casting the Thunder Wave, right? And Caliph, oh man. So, Emily, I hope you're watching, because what Caliph is doing is she still has the vampiric touch going, but she lightning lures people. So they get lightninged, and then she grabs them with her next action into the light of the Valkyries. She's just
Oh man.
combining all of this efforts in a great arcane synergy. And Shadowbane is chopping up some night masks, and you are acquitting yourselves quite well when you hear a scream from inside the temple. Yes?
You neglected to say what Sturge has been stuffing his pockets with.
Right. Sturge. The carts appear to be loaded with weapons, clothes, like disguises and such.
What's glowing?
He doesn't even want to hear the rest of it.
I don't even want to hear it. There are several potions that are glowing faintly. Okay.
Just like
And a bunch of other alchemical sort of reagents.
Anything in like a case that looks particularly fancy?
No, just the potions.
I got the potions then. Fine.
Stuffing them into his various pockets.
If there is anything that looks like a fat sack of platinum, he'll take that too.
No, there's no money in the carts. I like how you're fishing for it, but there's no money in the carts.
Or
His Amazon wish list, you know. He's just talking about it. What's this? Is there this here, that there?
okay, then he'll just do some sneak attacks. And
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So you stab some night masks here
Yes.
and there.
How many potions?
I will determine that
Oh, good.
as we go. Anyway, you hear this scream from the temple.
Rogues.
Do you go to investigate?
Yep.
Does
Anybody?
the scream sound familiar?
Would either of you two scream at this horrifying thing that you just witnessed?
Did she turn into a vampire?
Yeah. I mean, Cecilia is pretty tough of will.
She's also very focused on the fact she's bleeding from every orifice, but I don't think I would scream.
Artemisia, would you have screamed?
Artemisia wouldn't do the like, oh God, I'm a heroine kind of scream, but I think she would do some kind of like just primal like, no, kind of.
Okay. Come on! I will also allow
Seriously?
for Cecilia
Seriously.
to shout in Rashemi something like, "Sweet Mother Shantea!"
So no scream, but like
But
shouting.
like
It sounds
cursing
like a
surprise.
shadow greeting.
Okay.
Hello!
Their guide does start screaming when the Duchess leaps onto his upper body and sinks her teeth into his neck.
That
and his
was
scream
mine.
is cut off in gurgling.
Light snack before dinner.
So who's
So-
gonna tell
Okay.
us which is the antidote now?
No!
So we hear him screaming?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you hear sounds of distress and unhappiness. From the sisters.
Consternation.
Consternation.
Shock.
That's a good.
Stir.
That's a good
Shock
term.
and cursing.
Rogar, Shadowbane's got this.
Like
He's the protagonist. He can handle it.
you say that, and you look over at him, and you're like, that can't be true. And he smites somebody for like 60 damage, and you're like, no, it's fine.
I mean, it almost seems wise to bring him to fight her, actually. Instead of wasting him on these small fry.
At one point, he sweeps the sword around, with creating the circle of light, and it has a similar effect to what your Valkyries are doing, except that it just terrifies people around him, and they either run away or like fall crying out in awe at his power. He's a paladin. Paladin stuff.
Paladin stuff.
Paladin stuff. Vengeance.
Hashtag
paladin stuff.
paladin stuff.
Hashtag paladin stuff. Get it trending. Okay. Yeah. So you could go into the temple. You think?
Go.
I think I would respond to the scream.
Shadowman says, "I have this."
Oh, well, good, because I got to.
Great.
Bring your Valkyries.
I squeeze into the passageway. Here we go. Come on, Valkyrie.
Squeeze
Come on.
into the passage.
Come on.
Do you have the same Valkyries every time? Like, are they Valkyries like with names and things? You don't have to know them right now. I'm just curious.
They just show up for the.
Like,
For the
I
murders.
feel
Excellent
Brunhilde.
question. I'm going to be thinking about that tonight. Names of my Valkyries.
Definitely Brunhilde. There's definitely a Brunhilde. Maybe
And a Ragnhild.
Donner and Blitzen.
Wow.
Names of my Valkyries.
Honor and Blitzen.
If anyone in chat has some suggestions. All right.
The Valkyrie.
No,
They're
don't.
like, okay, we're going to kill Big Nose first.
Valky
Ask
make
people on
Valkyr
the internet for
face.
names. You fool!
We should totally ask them for names.
Name
All
my
right,
Valkyrie.
Chad, if
Is
you
our
have
chat-
cool Dwarven Valkyrie
I was gonna
names,
say,
feel free to
are-
share them.
Are our chat the sort to go, like, let's do a deep dive? What are good old dwarf names that would resonate? Or is our chat like, you know what would be real funny?
I'm up for a mix of both.
Let's call one Bugs Bunny.
All right, now I'm going to need new initiative rolls, please.
The sweet spot are puns, like pun names.
No.
that are-
14.
Okay, Sturge. I can just cross out all these nightmares. All of them. All of them gone. Okay, Rogar.
9.
9. Okay, Stong.
15.
Okay, Artemisia.
4.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Cecilia.
5.
Oh, come on.
15?
Saving the good ones for the attack
No.
roll.
15 doesn't take it.
Oh, darn.
She already got an action. She attacked the guide.
Yes. Okay, so she rides his dying body down to the ground.
I'm
and
really mad that
says,
my plans are
Ah, now I am even more hungry. Which of you shall I consume first? Ah, I am already consuming you, she points at Cecilia. I think it should be your sister first.
Wait, okay, that is very uncomfortable that you know this much about us. But
I plan to make you more uncomfortable.
She's a halfling
Okay, it's
vampire. How
on.
much blood can she hold? Like,
Okay, that was her action. Stong, well, killing that guy. That was her action. Stong, your turn. So you rush into the temple.
How far can I get in one turn? Towards the sound.
Well, if you take the dash action, you get 60 feet, you can get to the door.
Okay. Well, I'm
you
going to
can-
get to the door and I'm going to kick it open.
All right, you look into this room with this halfling vampire, horrific little thing, and then the two sisters who look weary and haggard and
rude.
done with this.
Stone quickly tells you, you still look good. Cool.
Thank you. That's why you're my favorite.
Editorializing from the omnipotent voice,
Yeah.
all aside. Yeah.
Okay. So that took my full charge action and I attacked the door.
Yep.
I assume Well, I guess I could hurl something at her as like a bonus action. if
True.
you let me.
True. You can hurl abuse, for instance.
I could hurl abuse. I'm no longer holding Caliph, unfortunately, so I can't hurl Caliph.
You cannot hurl necrotic death at her, no.
It wouldn't work anyway.
Whoa. How quick? Oh my goodness. How quickly could I? What if I hurled my helmet at her?
Make an attack roll.
All right. I take off the crab from my head, and with my melee modifier, that is.
What's that
19.
guy? The dude who throws
All right,
his
you
hat?
hit her with your helmet. It does 1 point of damage,
Top pot
plus
or
your
something?
strength modifier.
Oh, so that's 6 damage.
Damn. Okay.
What's the guy who throws his hat in James Bond?
Oh, odd
Oh,
job.
odd job. Yeah.
Odd job.
You odd jobbed her. Wait. All right. Okay. You certainly got her attention.
Bonk!
And she says, you too. You look particularly robust.
Why, thank you.
You look rather small and
Rogar.
wizened.
Rogar.
What do you do?
Rogar.
Ooh,
So I burst into the room,
the classic.
Your speed is 25. You are still 10 feet back.
Not so
and
much
it
burst.
took you move and a dash to get there. So you are looking up at the statue of Shar.
Oh, her. You know, I have to say, I hate that Shar and Sharidlar are so close. Like, it's just the greatest injustice in the world. But anyway, so I cannot see the dwarf or the halfling vampire.
No, but you can hear her. She's very distinctive.
So she could hear me, so I could like say something really mean to her.
You
at least.
could,
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Like I said, you can hurl abuse.
Hurl abuse.
Or just more helmets. We just all throw our helmets.
That one's real pointy.
Well,
It's only half pointy though.
and is anyone else in sight of me?
You can see those two.
I can see those two. All right.
You can see the
Nightmare.
vampire. It's true. Sort of. Not particularly well, but if you had like a spell, you could target her with it.
All right. I will.
Sorry, it's just that Stong's really big, so he's taking up a lot of the doorway.
All right.
I'm
I'll,
robust, or so I hear.
Exactly.
well, if I can hit the vampire, I'll use guiding bolt.
Awesome.
So I'll
Do
just.
you make an attack or does she make a save?
I rolled a hit.
Awesome. Okay.
Hopefully, doing better than we have been doing in the second half. All right. So I run up. Oh, Shar, and then Sharindar, guide this vampire to the dust. Yep. So Stong was kind of in the way, and it's hard to see her.
Logical.
And I was really annoyed at the shark statue.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you hit the statue instead.
Yeah.
So I got like a 4.
The avatar of Shar appears. Excuse me, I think
got
you
a
did something to my
4.
You
statue.
got a 4. All right, you missed. Did
I
you
figured.
roll a 4?
I rolled a 3.
Oh, you rolled a 3.
Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. So I got a 10 because
Okay.
I got a spell attack.
It
bonus
still
also.
misses.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you did not hit. Okay.
Right.
Cecilia.
Okay, so she's not going after me. So, and am I still poisoned?
Are you at maximum hit points?
I don't. The last I heard, no.
Oh, you healed 1 more hit point from when you came into
I feel
the
like
room.
some hit points are getting missed, but okay. You're the
I don't
DM.
know. It's only been a couple of
You're
rounds,
the,
really.
You're the DM. It's fine.
Yeah.
You want to kill me?
True
It's gonna
statement.
happen.
I don't want to kill you. I just want you to I don't want you to be afraid. The Duchess does want to kill you, though.
He took off
Okay.
his murder gloves, so.
Oh yay!
Oh, you're right.
I want to witch bolt her, but also I've got to roll a disadvantage, so I don't want to waste my last spell slot. So maybe I will just, for now, Eldritch Blast her, and she'll get scared and run away.
I'm sure that will happen.
It might happen. You don't know. I mean, I guess you do.
You don't know.
Okay, so that one is a 22, and
Yeah,
that
hits.
one. I have a 17, but I have a 1.
Oh. Well, the
So that's
22,
actually a 10.
the 22 hits, and then
Unless you're going to do the thing.
something interesting
You're going to
happens.
do the thing.
Oh, the fumble table?
The fumble table.
The something interesting table.
I haven't done this a lot, but I have a fumble chart, which is when somebody rolls a 1, something interesting happens. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's just develops a scene. So, roll a
Do I
20.
roll?
a d20,
A
please.
d20, okay.
When your rolls the big old fart, Eric pulls
It's a
out the fumble
16.
chart.
16. The target falls back too far, eluding the attack, but risking losing their balance. Oh, okay.
So she does not take the 10 damage from the other bolt?
She does take the 10
Or-
damage
okay,
from the
cool.
first bolt.
Just the other one, just she dodges and...
First blood.
Well, the helmet was.
Oh, the helmet.
Steal your.
No. You
All right.
all-jumped her.
He pulled a hat trick.
She is very nimble. And she
Fair.
just kind of eludes and
You know, that could have gone so much
kind of
worse.
somersaults back and then
So-
up onto her feet again.
I will, I guess, take the somersaulting vampire with joy in my heart.
She cackles.
And she has joy in her heart.
That's right.
And
Murder-
also some
murder
of
joy.
that guy's blood now.
Artemisia. Oh yeah, it's running down her face and her body.
Well,
Artemisia.
magic
Vampires
missile.
are not
Do it.
not pleasant vampires.
It blew that guy's head in. It might blow this lady's head in.
Not if I roll like this. That's 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage?
magic
All right.
missile.
Pew pew pew.
It's better than a helmet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say. Everybody else really need to do.
What does Artemisia look like? She fires
okay.
off magic missiles. Does she do it
She do it.
gracefully or like?
Is she whirling around like Dragon Age Inquisition style?
Whoa.
She's not graceful at anything right now.
She's just like, bam, bam, bam. I am so done with this.
I'm throwing hands. Okay.
Gonna just start drinking these bottles and see what happens.
All right. That was round 1. Round 2. It's the Duchess's turn. She says,
Wait. Sturge never had a turn.
Sturge identified and grabbed those potions and such.
Oh, that was not.
Did I actually skip your turn?
Yeah.
You were heading into the temple, but you're farther away, but you're also very fleet of foot, so you get to the doorway using all of your actions. You can see what's going on now.
I would want to use my dash
Oh, okay.
plus. No, just dash. Is that gets me to the door?
Yes.
Okay, I want to take heroism potion.
Okay, well, that won't get you to the door. That will get you to the entrance to the nave then. So you would have had to move 90 feet to get all the way to the door, into the temple and to the door.
Okay, never mind. I'll just go all the way.
But you can get into the nave and then take the potion.
How
if you
far
want to.
away from her will I be when I get to the nave?
45 feet. 30 feet to the door, 15 feet to her, because she's inside the room.
No, I'd rather get to the door.
Okay, you get to the door.
Okay.
You have this bandolier of potions that you have claimed. From
And I
the,
still
from
have
the
the.
cart.
I'm still concentrating on detect magic.
Okay.
So she is now 30 feet away from me.
She's now 15 feet away from you, inside the room.
Oh, okay. And so I can detect magic on her.
You don't have any more actions.
Oh, okay. So I have to concentrate on her to see that?
Were you still concentrating on the detect magic?
Yes. So it's a 10.
Yeah, I guess that's fine then.
It lasts for-
Yeah, you can see that some of the bottles in here are magical.
I want to know if she has anything on her.
Her mask is magical. She's wearing it like around her neck, like she could pull it up.
Yeah.
And
This extended
she has a
shopping
belt,
trip.
which is magical. And she has a cloak, which is magical.
It's fastened like on a pin.
He's browsing her way.
Like a chain.
What size is
Chain.
it?
No. I mean, there's. I want to see. I want to see if I can snatch it off of her. I mean, is that like a? Would that be a
shopping.
sleight of hand
That's
type
rogue
thing?
shopping.
Theoretically, let's get to that when
All right.
it's
All right.
your turn again.
Very good.
Okay, so the Duchess sees everyone has assembled. Did Artemisia disappear?
No, she's left all her stuff, so I think she just had to go take care of something.
She didn't
But-
turn into a ring?
No, look, her stuff is all here.
I'm just asking. Because sometimes she turns into a ring. Okay. The Duchess sees you all arrayed against her. And she says, well, Actually, what she does is she spits at you, mostly that guy's blood
Gross.
Foul.
and some venom.
Unhygienic.
Very.
Sorry.
And then she says, "Good luck," and whirls her cape around herself and disappears in a puff of smoke.
Well, that sounds satisfying. I was kind of hoping we'd get to kill
Look
her.
around, see if she appeared somewhere else.
Cape of the Montebank. All right. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
she has left you this room of all the potions.
I will.
With Cecilia.
Okay. I have no idea where
Your
to
maximum
begin.
hit points decreased by 1.
What?
All right. So using detect magic, I can tell. What would the nature of a healing thing be? Abjuration?
I also have. I have my Eldritch Sight. So whatever.
Because I can tell what school something is.
Yes, what school is Cure Wounds, for instance? Someone who has a player's handbook right in front of them, or is a cleric.
Restoration.
Restoration isn't the name of a school.
Oh.
Abjuration.
Come on. Why are there so many C spells?
Evocation.
What?
Cure
Evocation.
wounds is evocation.
What is like greater neutralize poison? You would know. You're a dude of the.
Sure, I would do.
A dude of the cloth. Wow. Okay.
Mind melded.
I'm the dude.
So,
Lesser restoration is abjuration.
I would imagine. Neutralize poison
That's
must
the
be it.
restoration. Is that
So I'm going to
abjuration?
scan and put all the abjuration ones in one spot together and see if there's a label that says lotus, poison, antidote.
That would be very handy and
Good step
and
one.
responsible.
In Thieves' Cant, probably.
like I said, Thieves' Cant isn't really a language so much as a
There's
series
pictures of
of
hands.
slang words and
Okay.
like expressions with your hands and your face and stuff.
Is there anything I could roll, like bardic knowledge-wise, to try to identify any of these potions?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
So I can narrow it down to
it's a
abjuration.
19.
Nice.
Plus my intelligence
Is it a medicine check that you're doing, perhaps?
is a 21, perhaps.
Okay. So you do. All right. So you rack your brain, and you start thinking about what Ilra said about the poison.
That's right. We really learned things.
Yeah,
That's right. We learn things and can apply that learning at the appropriate time.
Yeah, so basically, like, now that Storm's head is out of the helmet, blood is rushing to his head in new areas, and it's getting all tingly, and he's, like, remembering all these bits of information and, like, connecting them together, and he goes, aha! And what is my
So she
epiphany?
seemed to suggest that that the way to neutralize lotus venom involves cutting some sort of curative with more lotus venom, but in a lower concentration. I know, fight poison with poison. It's a fantasy game. It's fine.
I explain that to the rest of the party. And then I go look for my crab hat.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there some way in which you can identify what lotus poison looks like?
Oh, I have it in this little dagger sheath.
Oh.
That's true.
Andy, you brought that along.
Oh, I was going to stick her with
Does
it.
it smell like anything we
thought.
can?
Well, I know
Vampires
enough.
are immune to poison.
Oh,
but, you
see,
know.
I would know that because I was going to ask you next round about
Look,
that.
smell it.
Yeah, smells
Taste
like flour.
Okay.
Like lotuses?
Do these bottles smell like lotuses? Any of them?
Make a
And
perception
it's,
check.
and it's kind of,
With advantage, because you have a...
Yeah, you
have a
do
source.
it.
And you have a very, very long nose.
Whoa!
Oh, no.
you
Don't
don't
roll
have
your
enough
D20
dice for that.
off the table.
Well, I just happen to have another bag. So thank you
Roll
very
that
much,
might-
Will.
It's cool.
Rogar might be out.
Another
subtly
2.
Writing on the
Okay.
star statue, I am stupid. I suck. Nobody likes me. I have a
believe-
stupid name.
One of the
19.
19.
Wow.
Okay, yes, you identify one as clearly lotus extract.
Okay, so this is not venom. It's something derived from the venom that... It's not the same color as the venom.
It's not the same as the venom, no.
Okay, so this is it.
But
Okay.
you would add that to some kind of curative.
Oh, so we need some kind of.
Okay, now I have to find
All
a
right,
curative.
Cecilia, make a Constitution saving throw, by the way.
I don't want to. I'm at disadvantage, aren't I?
You are, yeah.
Quest item acquired.
10,
Okay, what's your current maximum hit points?
26.
Okay, your current maximum hit points are now 13.
Guys, speed it up!
Yep, there's blood coming out of her eyes,
Can I?
and you feel your
you
heart
have
just
all these
hammering.
potions. Is
Okay,
one
okay,
of them a
so-
healing
so
potion?
I cut this.
I can
Put it in a healing potion!
Put it in a healing song.
No, guys,
You're
if I die, I
you're
will hunt
not
you all.
helping. What do I do with this?
What I just said! Put it in a healing potion!
Okay, here's a healing potion. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. There you go. I stand back.
Why are you making that face, Eric? I swear to God.
DM Artemisia's going in her ring. Just FYI.
Oh, is it possible that the shouting woman was not
This
correct
flask-
about this?
This flask says, "Are you sure?"
You cut it with the venom, isn't that what you
You
said?
cut that with the curative.
That's what Stong said.
Yes.
Do you know what?
I just wanted to
I'm
clarify.
losing hit points fast.
Okay, but we got to do this right. So you said you cut the what with what?
I repeat what epiphany that I had.
Which is
You cut some lotus venom
okay.
with a curative?
Which I guess is what we just found.
Cecilia, you notice that Artemisia is nowhere to be seen. But you see a ring lying there.
First things first.
I pick up the ring.
A very tarnished golden ring.
I pick up the ring.
Okay,
Not
you now have
leaving
the ring.
that.
Okay, so
Is there another
so Stong,
These two haven't even noticed.
I have a little venom here, and I have this thing we just found. I mix them a little.
Yeah, so Stong is like very worried.
Whoa.
So
Just to be clear, you have the essence or the extract that you were talking about.
We don't
and
know.
That
Lotus
goes in the
extract.
curative.
What's the curative? What do you-
Curative is like things that cure you.
No. You cut the venom with this.
Oh my God!
Curative.
Figure it out, because I'm dying.
All right,
I can
venom.
cast a
I
healing
drip a
spell
little
for,
bit of
like-
venom into this thing.
How many drops of venom?
3.
3. Okay.
You're gonna
Drink
kill
this.
Me. I'm
Can I
gonna
make
die.
like a nature
It was
or
nice
survival
knowing all of
check
you.
to make
Drink
it
this. It can't get much worse.
Sure, you can attempt a nature check.
I'm gonna make a nature check to make it. So I'm gonna take it both from you, and
Okay.
I'm taking both. I'm gonna say,
Did I bring Jigs in with us?
I'm not sure.
You did actually. The wolf did come in with you because you found him on the way in.
So we could test it on Jigs.
Oh, I don't like that.
Jigs is there and he looks real bad.
Oh, good. Test it on animal testing.
I rolled a 16 to make it. No, I don't know.
Okay.
16 nature to do this.
Okay. So Sturge is like, okay, 1 drop, 2 drops, 3, and you're like, wait, and you just like knock the vial out of his hand
What?
because you realized that more than 2 drops would be too many.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Drink
Try this
this.
again.
Okay. I'm just gonna drink it, guys.
What kind of healing potion was it?
It was just a
Just a standard
regular
potion?
healing potion, yeah.
Okay. Make Constitution saving throw.
I'm
You
at
are
dis-
not at disadvantage.
Okay,
though.
there's that.
Oh, and I give her a piece of lime and some salt.
That is a 22.
Nice.
You feel euphoric and then you pass out.
Okay. That's not ideal, but I'm not dead.
I hope you hold up your hand before you pass out, because I want to give you a high five.
Wait. We just saw her collapse.
But she is breathing normally.
And there's no
Not
new
bleeding
things.
out of
You
your
feel her forehead, and it seems that her fever has broken.
Is the blood sucking back up into her nose and her ears?
No.
Oh.
I don't want that blood. It can stay.
Okay.
I'll make some new blood.
And on that note, that's all the time we have for tonight. Tune in next week to see if Cecilia has recovered from the poison. Spoiler alert, she has. All is well. But there was a massive explosion at the Blue Banner. What's that all about?
Very interesting.
Shadowbane was on his way to investigate, but he was stopped because his friends were walking into a trap.
Wait, is Mirabelle at the Blue Banner?
Mirabelle was at the Blue Banner, in fact.
But Stone doesn't know.
Oh no! Tune in next week to find out more. Thank you to my players, the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you to you, viewers, for making the stream keep going. Over to our players, Aaron.
Thank you to our sponsor, Idle Champions. If you like what we do here, support them by checking out their game.
Thank you to our moderators, and thank you to Chaldea Studios and Gen Con. So Chaldea is a transmedia graphic novel high fantasy series. If you like D&D and adventures like that, you could check them out at worldofchaldea.com or at their social media.
Cool. Thank you to our production dude, Will Geisler.
Yeah, Will.
He's behind the scenes, and he kills it every time.
That's right. Yep, and thank you, of course, to you, our viewers, again, very much. We wouldn't have a show without you. And the adventure continues over on our website, www.dungeonscrawlers.com, where you can find info on the players, characters, cool NPC profiles, Cecilia's letters, which are awesome. Lots of fun bonus material, so check it out. And stay scrawly.
Thank you.